this is. And for those of you that aren't, just chill. See, we're going to get down to the other stuff here in a second. But what I'm always trying to get everybody to understand is everything is vibration. So, before we do anything else, just vibe. Just vibe.
We got London on the track. First you get that money, then you get that power. If he tune in, knows up, but he on that power. Now you walk around with 50 in your trousers. Diamonds bullying on my chest, no fucking blouse. Bitch, I make it rain, y'all. You dig that? They wouldn't know a thing about you, you can seal that. Hit him with that bucker, nigga, get back. Feed that bitch, never crank, get back. Before it go without a sec, I swear it paid. I spot my bitch and now she is like a break. I'm in Alice, little Jimmy, he got rage.
Welcome to the Taurus Sun, Capricorn Moon, Venus in Taurus vibe. And we can't forget Mars is sitting at 29 degrees of Pisces, but we'll talk about it in a minute.
I'm killing them. Hey, that's fat. Blood all on my timber. She make a nigga say what? I swear to God, she feeling them. She suck like 8 dicks, I call her. I took her on.
Vibe.
Hey, once you get that money, then you get that power. If you tune in, knows up, but he on that power. Now you walk around with 50 in your trousers. Diamonds bullying on my chest, no fucking blouse. Bitch, I make it rain, y'all. You dig that?
Everything is vibration. Make sure y'all hit the like button as you come in the door. And in doing so, understand this is not about ego. No, this is about algorithm. This just helps us expand the platform. That way, if you're not trying to hear what I'm trying to say, at least we can get out to the next motherfucker who is.
I'm a GTV boy, bitch, I'm poppin', pop. I need coke like what the fuck is poppin'? If you try to run off, you know.
Danny Bethea Brahma.
First you get that money, then you get that power. If you tune in, knows up, but he on that power.
Fantasy Flower Child, what's up? Welcome to the money session. And if you haven't smiled yet today, now would be the perfect time to do so. Welcome to the motherfucking Venus in Taurus vibrational therapy. Yeah. We got London on the track. Nigga, horses don't stop, they keep going. You can lose your life, but it gon' keep going. Why not risk life when it's gon' keep going? When you got somebody else was born, but at least we got to say we ran on the digit, we ran on the money, we ran on the digit, we ran on that money, we ran on the digit, we ran on the money. Yeah. This is a Capricorn moon vibe. You know
always that talk when you drinking and can't flip it. I'm living big, I swear to God, I'm taking money. Time to love, mama. I'm slow hustling. Dope part hell great like grandma. You know my ice blinking like OJ like damn no. Running, I couldn't control, shout it like channel. My racks are swinging on that party and I'm hopping that Rari. I can go like water. Hustles don't stop. They keep going.
They keep going.
You can lose your life, but it gon' keep going. Why not risk life when it's gon' keep going?
Sarah Woods, how you
When
doing?
you die, somebody else was born, but at least we got to say we ran out of digital, we ran out of money, we ran out of digital, we ran out of money, we ran out of digital, we ran out of money. We ran out of digital, we ran out of money, we ran out of digital, we ran out some money, we ran out some digital, we ran out some money. Don't be so low like confused. Go in that bitch with a ruler. Toss me a nigga like Shrews. Keep a red flag on them bullets. I know some roller spaces like a duelist. Yeah, I'm screaming on my side like bullets. When I know it, I feel like I'm for the word. If I have a dirty baby.
Just let that vibe seep in. We're going to take just a few minutes to let that vibe seep in, then we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. That means we're going to touch on the transits and elaborate on the aspects that might be affecting you. And then after that, I'm going to open the floor for any questions you may have. So, I'm going to give an energetic forecast. Just keep vibing.
Make coke with the rolls like a Sharpay. And all of my bitches says it called Barbies. She looking back like I'm flashing, baby, no way. And lately I've been on that juice. Milk chicken, got a chick.
Yeah.
I done got milk chicken, got a chick. Milk chicken, got a chick.
Just vibe. Just that Capricorn moon vibe. I'm about to spit this knowledge.
If I need some rest, I'ma flip me some packs. I talk like I want it, she don't send that back. If cop pull up, I put that crack in my crack. Or I put that brack in my brack. Call the shorty, made her fuck on my brody. If you don't owe me, bitch, still act like you owe me. I promise I won't ever quit, bitch, I'm cold. And I wear that white, you can snow me. Snow that young thugger, I wear that bitch, that she know me young thugger. Yeah, she shining like butter, the bitch from Chicago, I call her young cousin. Leave it to people, I pull up in Billy with like they all wanna be. Yeah, they don't wanna agree, don't they put up their pants and they don't wanna eat them. No, they won't cheese on that dick, they won't read on that dick, they won't leash on that dick. I'm Felicia that dick, mama sit to that dick, they won't stitch on that dick. I just shit screaming loud, she can't secret that dick. Mama a beast on that dick, if she bad, I'ma go in for season that bitch. Eat that little bitch, I'ma feast that little bitch.
Vibe. See, the vibe is the most important part. We're going to talk about what's going on as far as astrology goes. But first, you got to be able to feel me before you can hear me. And it's Taurus season. We got a Capricorn moon. We got Venus now in Taurus. Yeah. Just let it seep in. Vibe.
Bitch, I'm amigo. I play with Guido. When I put ice on, I am so legal. All of my niggas, they hard, call them Beatles.
We're going to jam one more and then we're going to open up the floor.
Dropping the top on the Billy, I'm with the Birdman, yeah, the Eagle. He got my mind, chewing out on the people. And my little shawty gon' get me a floor and bring back me a lead. Yes, I got trust on that word about.
Speaking of Taurus season, I just noticed as I was getting in the shower a few minutes ago that I'm getting fat. I don't know how it happened that fast. I lost all my weight, then all of a sudden I'm gaining too much. But nah, I ain't gonna quit. I'm gonna indulge. On the track. Let's jam one more. Oh yeah, hit that motherfucking like button. Vibe.
Every day I ride Billy through the fucking city, babe. I remember when I couldn't
God
ride Billy
damn.
through the city, babe. I remember when I couldn't afford to Uber through the city, babe. Was asking you to come and get me, but no gas money, so you wouldn't do it, babe. Every day I ride Billy through the fucking city, babe. I remember when I couldn't ride a Billy through the city, babe. I remember when I couldn't afford to Uber through the city, babe. Was asking y'all to come and get me, but no gas money, so you wouldn't do it, babe.
This is a Capricorn moon vibe.
I don't need you to drop on the weed with me. I buy my own drug. You said I would never take off, but right now it seems like I can't stop going up.
But like JJ Evans, I'm Dynamite.
Like I can't stop blowing up.
Hey.
Funny the way you think you gon' get a verse for free. Cause I don't know you niggas if you ain't graduate from a real nigga university. I work my money. That's the only thing that'll work for me. And when I finish all my work and they put me in the dirt, put my money in the dirt with me. Big old B in the middle of the weed. 70 grand in my pocket.
Y'all ready to talk about it?
No, she ain't come from no D. I don't fuck with you niggas no more, so you say I'm not real. Maybe the champagne bubbles
And the hot tub bubbles is all I can feel, and that's real.
Every day I ride Billy through the fucking city, babe. I remember when I couldn't ride a Billy through the city, babe. I remember when I couldn't afford to Uber through the city, babe. Was asking you to come and get me, but no gas money, so you wouldn't do it, babe. Every day I ride Billy through the fucking city, babe. I remember when I couldn't ride a Billy through the city, babe. I remember when I couldn't afford to Uber through the city, babe. Was asking you to come and get me, but no gas money, so you wouldn't do it, babe.
Vibe.
All I need is my continental.
Flying spur.
It's in chills up my spine every time.
We finna get into the astrology of the moment in just a minute, but let that vibe hit first.
I own this bitch ain't no rental. Rolling one deep for life, fucking with phone is making me kick. I blow good smoke up in the air. Tan leather wrapped all around my chair. I love making these haters stop and stare. Shout out to God, I'ma stop and say a prayer. And every time I come down the avenue, let the top back is what I have to do. Bad bitches, I would not chase after you. Even if you say roll,
Just vibe, man.
I'm one deep in my Bentley, babe. Every day I ride Billy through the fucking city, babe. I remember when I couldn't ride a Bentley through the city, babe. I remember when I couldn't afford to Uber through the city, babe. Was asking you to come and get me, but no gas money, so you wouldn't do it, babe. Every day I ride Bentley through the fucking city, babe. I remember when I couldn't ride a Bentley through the city, babe. I remember when I couldn't afford to Uber through the city, babe. Was asking you to come and get me, but no gas money, so you wouldn't do it, babe. I really wish you would've kept on our business off of your Facebook. Cause it wasn't all about me, it was about your Instagram and your Facebook. Why you gotta always let the left hand know what the right hand doing? They be looking at me funny when I buy all the scotch, that's what the white man be doing. I'm supposed to pay my water bill, light bill, phone bill, not supposed to pay hoes. I ain't buy cool hands from a bum for a pay these bitches to come about they clothes. The pussy is free, but my game ain't. Make your body and dump in your brain ain't. Y'all shut against niggas ain't drinking, that's tasting.
I'm about as calm as it gets, man. Fuck you talking about?
No telling how many Dr. Peppers and Sprites I did. My bank account to the crib, no more ATMs, and every night a bad bitch say rate me then. 200 more thousand, that was my afternoon. You a bad bitch, but I gotta chase my money. I would never chase after you.
Fine.
Every day I ride Billy through the fucking city, babe.
We're gonna talk about it in a minute.
When I couldn't ride a Billy through the city, babe. I remember when I couldn't afford the Uber through the city, babe. Was asking you to come and get me, but no.
Appreciate the super chat though.
Every day I ride Billy through the fucking city, babe. I remember when I couldn't ride a Billy through the city, babe. I remember when I couldn't afford the Uber through the city, babe. Was asking you to come and get me, but no gas money, so you wouldn't do it, babe.
No, I have to pay the artist though. It's called revenue sharing. All right, we're gonna jam this last one, and then we're gonna get into what's going on cosmically. Look at your soul. Why aren't you vibing?
Look, if you don't listen, then how can you learn? My bad, I was just trying to show you how to really earn. Always speaking when it ain't your turn.
Let's start that over. Listen to it.
Look, if you don't listen, then how can you learn? My bad, I was just trying to show you how to really earn. Always speaking when it ain't your turn. So when you really need some help, nobody ain't concerned. If you already know the answer, why you ask me?
This is a Capricorn moon vibe.
You don't want to blast me. Forgive me for keeping it real. And even though you don't like it, that's how I'm keeping it still. Success is the enemy of laziness. No more deposits, a line of credit, what they pay me with. I don't mind coaching, but ain't gon' babysit. Money round the corner, you standing still, that's some crazy shit. I sure hate it, but I'ma wish you.
Just let the vibe seep in.
You ain't gotta act like that, just remember you're blessed. Always talking that instead of talking to. Then they wonder why I'm by myself when I be walking through. Here's an invitation from the other side. We're just trying to live a better life. I see the suffering in your eyes. I don't know about you, but I gotta survive.
Yeah.
Just because you always with me don't mean you with me though. You only need 5, but you're trying to get me for 50 though. I'm like, damn, my nigga, what you need 50 for? If I say no, you'll be at my crib trying to kick the dog. Take notes, take a look at what I'm doing here. Yeah, you see me pushing this foreign, but I see you in here. Look at all these empty rooms, I see you moving here. I'm just trying to tell you something good, I'm hoping you can hear. Slow it down, my nigga, you always rushing. With you shaking my hand, you don't realize what you're touching. You got a bad bitch, but you only concerned with fucking. You gon' always need a key to start, you'll never push a button. Turning nothing into something is the only option. I'm off the showroom floor, I don't go to auctions. Maybe some of what I'm doing, you can do it too. I'm the plug, I'm the middleman, I'm who you doing. An invitation from the other side.
Yeah, that's the vibe.
We're just trying to live a better life. I see the suffering in your eyes. I don't know about you, but I gotta survive.
Just let that vibe hit you.
Yeah, Zero, you need to get your shit
Together, man.
I know it's fucked up, but it's gonna be like that forever, though. She ain't gonna do right by you, you just need to let her go. And he won't read the signs, even though you made all the letters go. My nigga, I ain't trying to get you mad, but bitch, you know what it is. Hustle, get a bigger bag. Don't nobody give a fuck about you. Let them tough it out, and you gon' have to tough it out too. Why should they get what they want from me if I can't get mine? It been like that all my life, bet it ain't gon' happen this time. Look, I know you tired of being a blessing. Doing good and never getting good, that's what got you stressing. And if you ask me, I am just another nigga, man. For just the other day, JJ Watt tweeted a nigga name. Bro, you need to learn how to love yourself. Leave them pills alone, realize you a drug yourself. There's an invitation from me.
Now that's Saturn and Pisces. suffering in your eyes. I don't know about you, but I gotta survive.
Red Electric Skywalker, Shell Gray, we appreciate your presence. Now let's talk about what's going on cosmically. For those of you that don't know already, this is the Vibe Tribe. This is priceless knowledge of self. We're here to raise the vibration with this knowledge and information. That means here in a few minutes, we're going to get into astrology and numerology and all types of things that help you understand yourself better and help you raise your vibration. If that ain't for you, swipe up, bitch. Now, for those of you that want to stay, understand, this is an experience. We got to do this together. So if you come in here on some troll shit or some fuck shit, you're going to be banned immediately. I'm talking about exiled expeditiously. Because there are thousands of us all over the world. We're not thirsty for subscribers or hungry for attention. No. We already got it going on like Donkey Kong. So what I need you to do is cool your motherfucking jets because it's Taurus season. Yeah, don't get too anxious. Sometimes the best thing you can do is let it come to you. See, Taurus energy is all about patience. And with the sun sitting at 9 degrees of Taurus, that's what you have to employ if you want to make every moment worth it. And making it worth it is what it's all about. See, the moon is also in Capricorn. So it's about being about something, doing something productive. Not wasting time or energy on bullshit. Because it is a competition. Now, before we even get into that Capricorn moon, let's understand that with the sun sitting at 9 degrees of Taurus, this is a cool, calm, and collective energy. You hear me? It's stable. It's solid. This is the mood of the moment. This is the motherfucking temperature of the times. Yeah. Just vibe. See, and for the most part, the sun remains largely unaspected. There's not anything major that's an aspect with the sun, and that's something that's not very common. So what you have to do is use this energy to calm yourself down. Don't waste your energy on bullshit. Make every moment worth it. And when I say worth it, I'm talking about profitable. Make that parlay into prosperity. See, this is Taurus energy. It's also sensual indulgence. And we'll talk more about Taurus energy because Venus is in Taurus, and that's really bringing a tremendous energetic shift in its own right. All right. So, the moon. The moon is now sitting at 18 degrees of Capricorn. And Capricorn is cardinal earth. It's hard work. It's timing. It's determination. It's perseverance. It's resilience. It's grit. With the moon in Capricorn, now you can see where that's an issue because the moon is emotionally expressive. At least it wants to be. So when it comes to Capricorn energy, those emotions get stifled. Might even turn a little cold. The emotions might slow you down. Because when I said be patient or slow down, I didn't say stop. You still got to grind. And with the moon in Capricorn, the moon actually, you see it express itself through the mind, less than the heart. And so, with the moon in Capricorn, you start to think about what's necessary. You only entertain emotions that are useful to you. And most emotions aren't useful to you. It's almost as if the faucet has been turned off. It's not like they're there with Aquarius, but they're just outside of your reach. With Capricorn, they're there, but you ain't fucking with them. There's no point in that. So what you want to do is try to process things logically. And that does something in its own right. That does something in its own right. And then the moon is square to Mercury, sextile to Saturn, trine to Uranus, but also square to Chiron. Well, square to Mercury and Chiron because they're back coming to a conjunction with each other. Or Mercury's coming back, applying that conjunction to Chiron. And so, with that principle, the moon square to Mercury and Chiron, you can find yourself being a little mean, even in certain instances. And it's not that you're meaning to be mean. You're just saying what the fuck you mean, and you just kind of ain't got time for people's feelings. You're trying to get something done, or you're trying to let it be known, or you're just trying to keep it all the way 1,000. There's several ways you can look at that, but with that moon in Capricorn there is a certain what's the word I'm looking for? Edge to it. The moon in Capricorn, square to Mercury and Chiron. So you might find yourself having an attitude, and that creating an issue in certain situations, or people perceiving you as having an attitude, and that creates an attitude, and that makes an issue too. Mercury is in that post-retrograde shadow phase, and so it's kind of just sitting there at 16 degrees, and so that's kind of irritating in its way. It's not the same as retrograde exactly, but in some cases it's a little bit more irritating than retrograde, because the retrograde it's actually in emotion, and so as this, it feels like it's sitting at a standstill, even though it just means it's being perceived as such. So funny as it is, when you parlay that out through a human perspective, what you see is you could be just saying what's on your mind, or you could just be not bullshitting, or you could just be in 1,000 with people, and people be taking it like you have an attitude, but you just don't feel like kissing nobody's ass. And so when you see that shit, it's like, man, like I'm just saying what the fuck I mean, and then people take it, but you kind of get to this expression to take it how you want to take it. I don't give a damn. And so you start to see that expression kind of take on a whole different vibration to it. And I mean, that is what it is, to be honest with you. And so that just causes irritation. With that sextile to Saturn, that's also kind of like, with the moon sextile to Saturn, it's a serious feeling, but and it could be some worrying, but if you working through that, put you in the best place. But what this is, it's also like, it's a mood, it's a vibe. The moon sextile to Saturn, and so you got the moon in Capricorn sextile to Saturn in Pisces. So what that is a mutual reception. Because, well, not really. Yeah. No, Cancer. That would be Cancer. My bad. I got it all mixed up. That's not a mutual reception. It's almost a mutual reception. For me, it's a mutual reception. Reception in my chart. Pardon me. I'm thinking about my own chart. But no, what that is I caught myself. But what that is as you see, is Saturn rules Capricorn. And so you have the moon in Capricorn. Now the moon rules Cancer, and that's where I'm a Cancer, and I'm a Pisces moon, so I mixed it up with my own chart, thinking about my own chart. But the moon it does great with Pisces, but it doesn't do great with Capricorn. Saturn does great with Capricorn, but it doesn't do great with Pisces. And so, because the worries and the escapism and the avoidance behavior and the ignorance and the delusion and the fear and the resentment and all that shit. So with this right here, motherfuckers can just be feeling some type of way. This is the moon in Pisces sextile the moon in Capricorn sextile to Saturn in Pisces. And so with that right there, you just kind of see people feeling some type of way, and they can't really pinpoint why they feel some type of way or what the vibe is that they're in. But and it doesn't have to do with anybody else. But when you are feeling some type of way and people sense it, people approach you and they think it has to do with them, because a lot of people have insecurities, or some people have self-centered mindsets. And like for me, for instance, I'm very empathic, being a Pisces moon. And so there's times where I'll go around my lady or I'll go around somebody and I'll sense that something's wrong with them. And so as soon as I sense that something's bothering them or that they're acting different than they normally act, I say, hey, what's wrong? And they say, hey, nothing. And the problem is, I know something's wrong. And as soon as they say, hey, nothing, and I say again, no, I can tell something's wrong. What's wrong? And they say nothing with a little bit of an attitude. What I immediately do is think it's something with me. Because why are you keeping it from me? Because I know there's something wrong. And so that creates this whole thing where it probably has nothing to do with me. They just don't want to talk about it. But because I have this no boundary thing, it's like as soon as I sense it, I'm like, no, you got to tell me, because to spare me from me worrying with my insecurities that it's about me. And that creating a vibe fucked up between us. So what you see in real life is this playing out universally. Is people feeling that people are acting some type of way or act, being mean or whatever. And it has nothing to do with that person. That person, they're just living their life and they're just going through their own stuff. Like, it has nothing to do with them. It could be a situational thing. It could be an emotional thing. It could be just them being assertive in their expression of life right then. But people see it and they take it some type of way when people are worried about their own shit and handling business and people ain't concerned with them. And so when it's doing that, you're being mean or you're being an asshole or you're being abusive, or you're a narcissist. And so you get all of these fucking labels just because you feel some type of way. And what it really is insecurity getting involved into the mix. So that's kind of where you see that parlay out into real life. Now, what else did I want to say? The moon trine to Uranus. Now, with the moon trine to Uranus and that being Capricorn. And no, the moon's trine to Jupiter and Uranus. Excuse me. So with the moon also trine to Jupiter and Uranus, what you got to do is stay calm. If you can stay calm and just stay on the grind and mind your own business and don't let yourself act out emotionally and you stay responsible, you could actually see yourself having a great day, or see yourself turning a profit, or see yourself getting a promotion, or see somebody seeing you and recognizing your uniqueness and that putting you into a position to win. Now, understand, it's the attitude. With the moon square to Mercury and Chiron in Aries, it's the attitude that can really affect everything, or the perception of an attitude that you might have with other people or people might have with you. So you do have to be cognizant of that. Definitely be cognizant of that. Valhalla, I'm real. I'm unapologetically real about mine, to the point of being vulnerable sometimes, but I'm just gonna tell it like it is. Oh shit, what's up, Sharon Crawford? Now, let's talk about Mercury. Because Mercury is, like I said, it's station direct. It's not retrograde anymore, but it's still in that post-retrograde shadow phase. That means it's still moving really slow. It's not at its normal speed. And so that is irritating. This is Aries. Aries doesn't want to fucking slow down. Aries is impatient, impulsive, intuitive, but also assertive to the point of aggression. Now, when this is irritated, then you know it's going to go from assertion to aggression. And so with this right here, and Mercury being conjunct to Chiron in Aries, it's just people saying what's on their mind. You see people cutting people off when they're talking because people aren't thinking about other people in their communications. They're thinking about what they're trying to say. They're thinking about what they're trying to get accomplished, or whatever point they're trying to make. And people aren't lying, but there's also a thing where people aren't really being considerate to other people in conversation. This is also where people are thinking something and jumping to conclusions, and a lot of times they're right. This is a very intuitive time, but in other time, especially if you have this activating one of your placements, like I'm a Mercury in Leo. Now, this is not an aspect of mine, but I also have this aspect in my Venus in Leo. So with this on my descendant, so opposite my ascendant, and then trying to my Venus in Leo, which is my chart ruler, this looks well on me. But for other people, it can cause issues because there's not a lot of tact. It's not quite as bad as what it was with Mercury retrograde, where people are talking out of the side of their neck. But this is where the perception of what you're saying can get misinterpreted just because people aren't used to that type of assertive or aggressive tone. Hit the motherfucking like button if you haven't yet. Sharon Crawford, you crazy. Yeah, it's on go, baby. And with Mercury conjunct to Chiron, people gonna make mistakes right now. You learn from those mistakes, and these are actions. So that's why I really pinpoint that, because with Chiron in the mix, Chiron being the wounded healer, and Chiron kind of trying to show you through acknowledging of what's wrong, how to fix things in your life, you start to see conflicts, you start to see things get irritated, you start to see things escalate really quickly, because Chiron wants to force that confrontation so you can move forward past this. So it's kind of, all right, we're going to confront this and then we're going to move past this. What's up, Sauce Walker Cuz? We're going to confront this and then we're going to move past this. You feel me? And then you got to kind of take that into the consideration of everything you got going on from there. You just got to do it. So, you also kind of got to look at it like this too, man. Like, some shit just needs to be said. Sometimes, even if it might cause a problem, even if not everybody's going to like it, even if you've been trying to hold it back and you might shouldn't have said it right then, sometimes it still needed to be said. Sometimes that shit needed to be addressed. And so situations in life that are brought about right now through impulsive thoughts or through aggressive communication can really end up bringing about some situations where you have an awareness of what you need to do, where it also gives you clarity of where you in a certain situation or where you are in a certain situation. And so all of that is a tremendous help in the long run. But right now it could be a conflict in the immediate. What's up, Cherie? Hey, while y'all here, hit that motherfucking super chat, hit that super sticker, hit that motherfucking Cash App that's tagged right there. Because we just getting started. We're just getting started. Now, that brings us to Venus. And Venus has done a tremendous energetic shift since the last time we saw her. See, Venus went from Aries to now Venus is at 0 degrees of Taurus. This is beautiful because Venus rules Taurus. And this is the delight. Because this is indulgence. This is money. This is sensuality. This is value. Oh yeah. This could be hedonistic even. You got Jupiter in Taurus. You got Uranus in Taurus. You got the Sun in Taurus. Oh. This is sexy. Now, understand, it can get gluttonous. It can get greedy. With Venus in Taurus, people are going to be worried about what things are worth. And I'm talking about monetary worth. Yeah. Motherfucker might place a label on your ass. It might be a price on you. That's the truth. But you really start to look at things in terms of value with Venus and Taurus. You start to assess, is this worth it? Or what exactly is this worth? This is beautiful. See, this right here is taste. If Venus in Libra is class, Venus in Taurus is taste. Yeah. Oh, you got excellent taste if you're tuned into this. Yeah. Straight like that. I'm talking excellent taste. But, you can only do what you can do. You feel me? Just let that seep in. Yeah, Venus is delighted in that home in Taurus. Venus rules Taurus. This is one of the most beautiful expressions that you're going to get. This is actually just what we needed. We needed this calm energy. We needed to cool your jets a little bit, let you remember what it's worth. Don't forget to enjoy it. Whatever that is, the process, life. Don't forget to enjoy it. This right here is where you reassess your taste. Do you even like that? I'm gonna hit you like this. Just feel it. I'm a profound speaker. Beats by Bless Zone Out Music, how you doing? What's up, Flute? Y'all make sure y'all hit that motherfucking like button, man. That's the least you can do. Hold on. Just said I gotta stand up. Sorry. Had to stand up for a second. Now, that's jamming. I like that too. Now, Venus is square to Pluto, though. So, with Venus square to Pluto, here's the thing. Venus in Taurus is real patient, cool, calm, collective, all that shit. But Pluto in Aquarius is intense, transformative, revolutionary. So it's like, think if you just try something different, how do you know you won't enjoy this? There's intense pushes and impulses for you to just do something completely different, and that doesn't feel safe. That creates a cause for pause. Now, you could also, just in a fundamentally sense, you could also see some issues over money in your relationships. Some, you know, this is one of those times where some unexpected shit comes up, or people's stubborn mindsets could end up with some arguments about money and shit. That's a more practical expression of that. So yeah, what you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? Yes, breeze. A Pisces moon. None other. Now, anyway, you do have to be careful with Venus squared to Pluto, because this is a fixed square, so this is two stubborn energies, but it's Aquarius and Taurus. So it's real hard for you to feel stable, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy whatever the fuck is going on. You just have to make a choice to do so, and that really takes an intense internal response, because a lot of people, they don't want to get out of that comfort zone, especially if it's something that they enjoy or something that's working for them presently. So when you have these situations that force you to do such, that ends up, you know, creating this cause for pause. It ends up making the motherfuckers take a step back and be like, God damn. Because you start to realize, like, this could be something big, but does that mean I'm gonna lose what's already working? And I think maybe you could add to your methodology here. This is where you could expand your repertoire, but you would have to be willing to do so. Yeah. And Venus squared to Pluto is sexy, but in the sexual expression, this is where you want to do something different. You want to enjoy something different. And that right there, that means you might have to take a chance. And taking a chance, that's hard to do, especially when you're already aware of what's been previously working for you. Can you feel me? Yeah. Thank you. Now, let's talk about Mars. Because Mars is where we get this AnOrEtIc vibe. See, Mars is sitting at the very last point of the whole zodiac, 29 degrees of Pisces. So in some instances, we're about to get a big energetic reset. Yeah. We're about to get out of this Mars and Pisces, this bogged down energetic expression. And tomorrow, things are going to pick up pace. All that shit you've been feeling over the last 6 weeks, now you act on it. Now it's there on the surface. This is Mars in Aries, but we're not there yet. Today we're at 29 degrees of Pisces. So this is the depth of it. This is where people are confused about where they're headed next. But I would say tomorrow evening, to be exact, people are going to start taking steps forward. Just like that, things are going to progress very quickly in a lot of instances. That's that shift with Mars from Pisces into its domicile of Aries. So shit gets real motherfucking impulsive just like that. Now for today, Mars is still conjunct to Neptune in Pisces. So people have a lot of energy, but they also have a lot of emotions. They got a lot of feelings. And sometimes it's not even their shit. They can just feel the way the world is. They can feel the mood of the moment and the temperature of the times. And all of that can have people feeling bogged down or make them feel like they really don't know where to go because this shit is confusing. Like, what the fuck is really going on? And then tomorrow, you at least in the evening time, you start to get this feeling that you got to do something. You're gonna do something. You have to do something. Yeah, tripping. Sharing copper, you tripping. Oh man, Venus square Pluto, man. Venus square my Mercury too. Atlas, you said, what are my thoughts on gay people? I love them. What do you mean? This ain't about your sexuality here. This is about your spirituality. We don't give a damn about what you do personally or what you like in your bedroom. That's your business. This is real life, man. We're here to raise the vibration with knowledge and information. I don't think you get it. This is about astrology and numerology. Anything that helps you get out of your own way. And you tuned in with one of the best. There are thousands of us all over the world. This is the Vibe Tribe. We're not thirsty for subscribers or hungry for attention. No. We got it going on. Now you can stay and be a part of this, or one of my constituents will ban you. I'm talking about exile you expeditiously because this isn't for you. Then you'll be able to observe. You just won't be able to be a part of this. That's something else. Yeah. Now, Mars is conjunct to Neptune and sextile to Pluto. Mars is separating from a conjunction with Neptune and applying a sextile with Pluto. Now, when you hear separating and applying, that's actually pretty much what it's implying. That means the quicker moving planet is either moving towards or moving away from the aspect with the slower moving astrological body. So in this case, it's Mars and Neptune and Mars and Pluto. Pluto and Neptune move drastically slower than Mars. And so when you see, by hundreds times. And so when you see that Mars is always going to be applying or separating. So in this case, Mars is separating from a conjunction with Neptune because it's moving away from this conjunction with Neptune. Now, it'll be still conjunct to Neptune for about another week or two, about eight days. But I also want you to know in this expression, this is people gaining clarity through awareness and people acting on how they feel. Or that leading to clarity, them acting on how they feel, leading to clarity. Because they do feel some type of way. With Mars conjunct to Neptune, you do feel some type of way. You just don't really know what to do with it. And when you do something with it, it's quite inspired and inspiring. So you have to be careful what you're doing and make sure you have a direction demarcated, because if not, you could be leading other people astray in your emotional and impulsive interjections. Valhalla, you said, what does Venus square my Mercury mean for me? Shit, I don't fucking know. I don't even want to think about that shit because I'll start obsessing over it. It could mean that I can be really cocky in the way that I'm speaking, or I could be enjoying hearing myself speak, but I have to be making sure that I'm not just talking for the effect and I'm meaning what I say. That's Taurus and Leo. So, you know, just with Venus and Taurus, you know, I have to make sure that I'm not just talking for the effect or just saying shit just because I like the way I sound. I really need to make sure that what I'm saying is worth it. And yeah, all of that. What's up, Cattle Heart? What's up, Felix the Rebel? How you doing? Now, with Mars sextile to Pluto and Mars applying that sextile with Pluto over the next week or so, this is interesting, man, because as we go through this energetic shift, that's Mars sextile to Pluto. This once again is like people feeling some type of way and then acting out of character. And just trying some shit, just doing some shit. People like, hey man, I'm just gonna pop my shit. I'm just gonna do it. You win some, you lose some. But guess what? In this experience, I still get more powerful. And Mars sextile to Pluto is energy plus, but it's focused. But with this being Aries and Aquarius, this is really just go. Like it's just a quick movement into doing something differently. It's just taking an action, being empirical, just doing something. And so that creates a whole ripple effect in its own right. But it is just this intense impulse inside of you that you just gotta do something. It starts with the thought, and then it ends up with an action. And as it's separated from that conjunction with Neptune, it's just like you get a moment, or you get a clear moment, or you can't get clear moments. You're like, man, I just got to do something. It can't be the same. I got to do something. I'm talking about the current transits, Breezy 24, 23, right this moment. I'm talking about where everything is in the sky, and I'm speaking on the aspects that are being made through the skies. For instance, when I say Mars is conjunct to Neptune and sextile to Pluto, Mars at 29 degrees of Pisces is conjunct to Neptune, which is at 28 degrees of Pisces, almost 29 degrees of Pisces, 28 degrees and 52 minutes. But then you also have Mars approaching or applying a sextile with Pluto, because Mars is at 29 degrees of Pisces and Pluto is at 2 degrees of Aquarius. And so as Mars goes into Aries tomorrow, it'll immediately come into a dynamic sextile with Pluto in Aquarius. And Mars and Pluto are going to create an intense dynamic effect together, especially when you have something that's as electric and combustive as Aries and Aquarius. You feel me? So I'm just telling you about the aspects that are applying for all of us cosmically. This is something that's going on universally. I appreciate the love, Morgan, on CashApp. What's up, Serafina, baby? Now, that brings us to Jupiter. And Jupiter is at 23 degrees of Taurus. And let me tell you about this, man. Look, as we've said earlier, Taurus is patient energy. It's cool, calm, collective. It's accumulative. It's greedy. It's indulgent. It's solid. It's stable. It's seeking security. It's about what's valuable. It's about finance. It's about romance. It's about sensuality. It's about indulgence. It's about abundance. Jupiter is also about abundance. Jupiter is about philosophy. Jupiter is about blessings. Jupiter is about value. Jupiter is expansive. Jupiter is lucky. Jupiter brings blessings, but Jupiter doesn't have boundaries. And so with Jupiter in Taurus, you get a philosophy of abundance. I just said, man, I was in getting into the shower earlier, and I just realized how fat I got. Like, I literally realized, damn, I'm getting fat as a motherfucker, man. That shit tripped me out. Like, what the fuck? Like, as we've had all of this Taurus energy and Jupiter's been in, like, I was where I couldn't gain weight. Now, all of a sudden, I've gained 20 pounds in 2 months, 2 or 3 months. And that's not healthy. I'm like, goddamn, I'm putting on a lot of weight quickly. But yeah, man, it's a trip. I just started packing on the pounds. And I'm not gonna stop probably because I'm loving indulging. I'm loving to eat, but you have to make sure that you're within healthy boundaries. That's the thing with Jupiter and Taurus. Don't get gluttonous. You can eat greedy, but you can't get gluttonous. You can be patient, but don't fucking stop. Grind. Don't start to expect. Just patiently keep going and collect. Yeah. See. Jupiter in Taurus. You can sit there in it all day, or you can lay up in it all night. You could taste it over and over and over again. You can get lazy. You can start to expect things. You can start to neglect things. You could spin big too. See, Jupiter is conjunct to Uranus in Taurus. And see, with Uranus in Taurus, that adds a dynamic energy into this. This is where you can't get comfortable. Shit ain't gonna be stable. But what you can do is get money. What you can do is get money. You gotta think outside the box. Do something different than you've always done it. Enjoy doing it like that too. Because if it profit for them, it could damn sure profit for you. But how do you parlay that out into prosperity? Yeah. This is prosperity. That's what we need. Now the problem with that is you have to find a way to make it sustainable. Yeah. This could be 100 grand or a flash in the pan. Yeah. This is Venus in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, Jupiter in Taurus. This is addictive indulgence. Yeah. But I want you to know there is possibilities for you to come up big time during this conjunction with Jupiter and Uranus, and with Venus eventually going to come into a conjunction with them also here in about 3 weeks. So yeah, in about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, Venus is going to come into a conjunction with Uranus and with Jupiter and Uranus also. And that is going to be big in its own right. I'm telling you, these are going to be some of the most profitable months that we've seen in a long time. You can look how that's played out in other ways. Because of the Final Four tournament, the nature of women's basketball has changed completely. Period. They're going to have to pay them more. Whether it's through endorsement or whether it's through direct deals, they're going to have to get paid more. Because of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and Camila Cardosa and Flau'jae Johnson and I forgot the other one. Juju, is it Juju? And all of them. With all of them, they're gonna get paid more. They're already getting paid more. Their lives changed. If you just see how things change dynamically, and also, like I said, there's big expenses that are coming up out of nowhere with certain people. You also could have people trying to cut corners, and that end up costing them more money. We had that situation with my car lot, where they tried to fuck us over on our vehicle. Where our vehicle works fine, but it has a rigged catalytic converter on it, and you can't pass emissions in our state. And if you can't pass emissions, then the car is not legally can be sold to you. And so I went through the whole thing. They tried to get over on us or whatever, but basically them trying to do that, trying to cut corners financially, like we noticed it and we figured it out, and we've taken it to several mechanics to where they had to fix it. So that's cost them thousands of dollars. It's cost them their whole profit for that car. And that's what they were trying to avoid by rigging it. But because they rigged it and didn't tell us and it couldn't pass emissions, then the fact of the matter is they ended up having to pay for it to get fixed several times over. And they ended up losing more money than what they got from it so far. And so you see how that plays out. And I'm going to teach you how it plays out. That's what I love to do, is relate it back to real life. That way you understand how this affects people and how this goes on. I see that I've been, there was times where I was making, earlier on in this transit, not anymore, but I was making some decent money. But then I was also, as much money as I was making, I was having to spend. Expenses were coming up. So it's like, damn, I didn't see it. And I wish I could have saw a way to make it sustainable. But that's hard with Jupiter and Uranus. If this was Saturn involved with one of them, it's easier to do because that adds depth into it, and that adds something concrete into the mix. But with Jupiter and Uranus, it's like you get this, and then you spend this, and then you get this, and then it's like you have to be really careful because it's also Taurus, which is indulgent. You feel me? Hold on. But yeah, I mean, you got to do something. Now, Saturn is at 16 degrees of Pisces. And look, man, we've been doing Saturn in Pisces for well over a year now. And through this time, shit has gotten, it just seems a lot harder. Times seem fucked up. And it's just like, sometimes it's like it feels like shit is just piling on. And it feels like, man, it's like, is this karma coming to get me? Is the universe out to get me? Am I having to pay for my motherfucking sins in this life? Like, is this hell? Like, people start to feel like that right now. And it's not. It's just an accumulation of shit that you ignored or you avoided. It's feelings inside of yourself that you refuse to deal with. If you have a victim mentality, then a lot of the times you're gonna feel like a victim in a situation. If you are ignorant, then guess what? Everything is going to seem like it's just this devastating experience because you've been ignoring everything that's been put before you. if you've been caught up in escapist tendencies, then it's going to be extremely devastating when you don't have that crutch, or when that crutch becomes a danger in itself, which substances have a tendency to do, especially in this day and age, where any type of narcotic other than cannabis can have fentanyl. And that means any time that you use could be your last. That's the truth. And it's like that. If you pop pills, even if you know the person, they don't know, you know, just all it takes is one motherfucking fent to get slipped in there. If you snort powder of any form, all it takes, or shoot it up, all it takes is just a little bit of fent to get in there. That's all it takes, man. And motherfuckers be dead. It's like people catching cases right now. The law's jamming people up. Why are the laws jamming people up? Because people are fucking riding around with drugs. People are going back and looking for the sweet escape. Shit's fucked up, bro. The fact of the matter is, life isn't out to get you. This is not your karma, because karma is not consequence. This is karma, but it's not your karma. When you talk about your karma doesn't mean that all the bad stuff that you've done is coming back to get you. Because in that case, there would be no profitable or prosperous people in the world, because there's so many people that have had to do backroom stuff or do dangerous or devious things in order to get themselves ahead or to put their family in a position to win. Not to mention all the exploitive and abusive people in the world. There would be no government officials that would be able to live in their life and be prosperous, because all of them are involved in a whole bunch of bullshit in some way. That's the best one I've never seen, hey, Valdo. Shut the fuck up. That's the best. Hey, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, a lot of the trolls get on my nerves, but that's the best one. Shut the fuck up. And they call me Keenan Allen. Shit. What the fuck? It's hard to stay poetic when you playing like that. But yeah, man, it's like that. But Saturn in Pisces, it's just like you realizing that you're not a victim of circumstance, and life isn't out to get you, and it's not even happening to you. Whatever's happened is not happening to you. It's just a part of the process. You're just a process that's a part of the process. You're a whole bunch of processes that make up a whole bunch of systems. You yourself are a process that's a part of a system. You are part of a process that is controlled by a system. That's the truth. That's the truth. And so the fact of the matter is, you just got to deal with shit. The shit that's going on in your life right now, it's just the shit that you haven't dealt with. It's the shit you can't escape, you can't avoid, you can't ignore. You just have to find your faith again and take care of it. Realizing that you're not a victim, it's just happening. Even if the worst, that's part of the process. Death is a part of the process. Illness is a part of the process. Heartbreak is a part of the process. All of that shit. It's what we came here for. You came to this plane because of the pleasure and the pain. That's the truth. People talk about the 3D or the 4D world. The unseen dimension that they never speak of is pain. Because pain is a part of it. What's up, Marion? Yeah, pain is a part of it. That's the truth. With Saturn and Pisces, it's all a part of the process, man. You just got to deal with your part of it. And through that, you get emotional maturity. You might not get a big thing, but at least your life gets better because you're seeing it through a better perspective. You're not fooling yourself. You're not avoiding things. You're not making things more complicated. You're not letting it fester. You're just going with the flow. Because that's really all you can do. Is go with the motherfucking flow. That's the truth. The problem is you have the illusion of control. That's a big part of this right here is recognizing the illusion of control. You are manifesting your reality, but you thinking that you have control over anything is an egotistical setback. You got to stop worrying about shit you can't control. You can't control how other people feel about you. What you can't control is how you treat other people, regardless. You can't control how you react to situations. You can't control the government. You can't control inflation. You can't control other people and how they treat you. What you can do is control your reaction and your response to that. And that doesn't mean that you don't stick up for yourself and you're supposed to take the high and mighty road, because that's not what I'm speaking on. I mean, deal with it. Deal with it. Just deal with it, man. I'm trying. This shit is hard. But I've also realized I have no fucking choice. Every day that I wake up, the only thing I can do is try to control my response to whatever's going on. Because I rob myself of life worrying about death for the whole year now. I realize I've looked back over the last year and realized I haven't really lived. I've been going through the motions, but I haven't lived. And nothing bad has happened to me. I've had some physical ailments that have been created by stress. Why haven't I lived? Because I've been stressing. And so all of that shit is an issue in its own right. And then you kind of look back and it's just like, damn. And so for my life to get better, I have to deal with that stress and that fear. Some people have resentment inside of them with other people, and them other people ain't even worried about them. People got the illusion that somebody has a problem with them, or the illusion that they have a problem with somebody else over something something that they've projected onto that person, or something that's not even real about that person, or somebody that person used to be, or something that somebody else said about that motherfucker. All of that shit is like, oh, I don't like that motherfucker. That motherfucker's, or that motherfucker don't like me. And the truth is, that motherfucker don't give a fuck about you. You just wasting your energy being worried about that shit. You have people who have lost people. And grief is hard, but you can't, they don't want you to die with them. And that's something that's a jolting truth that people need to realize. Hey, I found my mama dead when I was 13. I've seen a lot of death, and I understand grief. And people need to grieve. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is don't die with your loved ones. That's the truth. All of that shit. You have people so caught up in facades, they don't want to deal with real life. Right now, people are being forced to deal with real life. People just need to learn how to deal with real life right now. Like, this is where it is. Like, and what's crazy is reality ain't even real. Like, when we realize that, we'll talk more about that with Neptune, but reality ain't even real. But you have to learn how to deal with that. Like, shit, you have to deal with the fact that reality, as we know it, is not even reality anymore. Literally. You have to deal with the fact that your loved ones are sick. And they have a cure for cancer, but we would never get it because there's no profit in that. You have to deal with the fact that people are going to be people. Most of them are never going to be who you expected them to be, and that's your problem because you shouldn't be expecting another person to do anything. You should be perceiving and observing, not expecting in projection. Yeah. That's the truth. People caught up in the wrong shit. And it's a trip, man. Somebody take care of Martine for me. But yeah, man, this shit right here, it's getting to the point where all you can do is go with the flow. You gotta have faith. You can't let the stuff that's happened in the past have an influence over your present moment or your projection of the future. You can't lose faith because, hey man, the world has been through all of this shit before, whether you realize it or not. Now, we are in unprecedented times for us, but it's not unprecedented for the world. This shit is cyclical. Even when it comes down to mass extinction, this has happened before. You are a part of a process that you have no control over. All you can do is control the controllables and let the rest go with the flow. The illusion of control is what got a lot of people fucked up. You can't. You can't. And you also have to realize that fear is just a waste. It's a waste. Now, Uranus is at 22 degrees of Taurus. So look, this right here is where you're not going to see the market become stable over the next 2 or 3 years. We're not going to see that. There's no way that the financial market is going to get stable because the nature of the world is chaotic. And there's a whole bunch of variables that actually influence the way that the market works. Plus, the nature of what's valuable changes drastically because people's opinions of what they perceive as valuable changes drastically. And because of technology, our opinions are more valuable than ever. We could blow your shit up or make your ass canceled tomorrow. If enough people believe one thing and enough people get behind an idea or an expression, they can change their fortune tomorrow, bro. Hold on, I gotta stand up real fast. But yeah, they could change your world tomorrow, bro. But can you? That shit how it is, man. Hold on one more time. They could blow your spot up or fuck. I mean, like I said, you could just look at stuff like I mean, there's so many things that we've talked about over this time. Look at the shit with Shannon Sharpe and Cat Williams. Now the most watched interview of all time. Made him more money from just doing an interview with Cat Williams than he's ever made in an illustrious Hall of Fame NFL career. And years of broadcasting, being one of the main broadcasters in the world. Like, Shannon Sharpe's whole shit has changed. His whole shit has changed. That's crazy, bro. If you see the shit that happened with Stanley Cups, if you see the shit that, like, it's just like enough people make some shit start trending, some people get behind some shit, that will drastically change the nature of things. Now, we've also seen the nature of business has changed dramatically since COVID-19 came. The way business works as a whole has changed completely. It's not just because the advent of technology. It's also because of what happened with COVID-19. It's also because things have become a lot more delivery oriented. And it's become more of a matter of convenience. It's also because of all of the opportunities, because people's values have changed. Before, certain sexual practices and certain alternative lifestyles were considered amoral. But now it's considered amoral to look down or judge anybody for their sexual practices or for what they prefer. And so prostitution, it's still a taboo subject, but prostitution in its own right was looked at as something that's amoral before. But now, as long as people are being safe, you start to see people start to look at it like, no, you can't judge them. That's just a job. That's just what they're being free and they're understanding it. And so you see it as a different thing. Or you see it as Pimp C said, it moved from the streets to the website. You have things like OnlyFans, and then once you see those platforms and you see people making money on those platforms, you see people's values switch. It's not just because OnlyFans was available, it's because people actually started making money doing OnlyFans. And so when people actually started making money, people that wouldn't have never considered doing it before, they started considering doing it now. And then once it becomes a whole industry in its own right, then you start to see where people start to make up principles about what you can and can't judge with what people are doing. And so you just see that shit go crazy in its own right, and you see people who would have judged people before now indulging. You see celebrities in Hollywood whose career is on a downturn now turning to OnlyFans. You see athletes who have been known for their looks or that have a unique look, them deciding that they're going to also do that. You see athletes also doing podcasts. You see the podcast game blowing up completely. It changing the nature of things. And not only is that a Uranian thing because it's electronic and it's technology involved and it's something that's involved in the internet, that's also Taurus because podcasts are centered around speaking and centered around the voice. And so what you see with that is all of those things just becoming wildly profitable and that becoming a business arena in its own right. And that creating a whole dynamic in itself. The podcast game is a tremendous industry now. That's facts. The podcast game is a tremendous industry in its own right. OnlyFans and those platforms are tremendous industries in their own right, to where they challenge with what's the word I'm looking for? Commercial content creator, or even when it comes to the pornography industry, they challenge that. Where also you see those actors and actresses that have been on in the commercial, which is as commercial as it can get, or industry, in the porn industry, they also have their own private thing going on with their OnlyFans and with those type of platforms. You see people deciding that they don't just want to work a regular job. They want to design their own hours, so they're willing to DoorDash and Grubhub or Lyft and Uber or GoPuff or Post-its. They're willing to go do that shit. You see a lot of businesses or call centers shift to where you can do that now from your own home. You see things take on a more remote approach, whether it be education or commerce. There, you see more opportunities for people to work from home, or for people to have things designed for their own energetic output. And there's just so many ways to make money. But it's also an incredibly unstable market. Like, it's an incredibly unstable market. And so what you got to do is get adaptable in your approach. Because whether it be social media, whether it be driving and delivering, whether it be OnlyFans, whether it be any of that shit I just said, there's so many opportunities for you to profit. But the more people, and you have to be unique, because if you make up something, that's going to be something that's wildly valuable. But once a lot of people start doing it, it's not it's not the same. If they had a shortage on Uber drivers, then they would start paying more for you to do it. But the more people they have and the more it's available, the less they're going to offer to pay you. That's the truth. If you come up with some theory that really works and you invent it, or you come up with something that's wildly popular and that starts going viral, then people are going to start copying you. There's nothing more popular than somebody who's more popular than you doing your shit. Say you make up some shit, but then a celebrity catches on and they start doing what you do. They start playing, and you're flattered at first, but now this celebrity, they're more famous for doing your shit than you are for creating it. Plain and simple. You see, the nature of the hotel business has changed dramatically, and this has been over the last 6 or 7 years, because of the nature of Airbnbs. They were just kicking off back then, but over the last 6 or 7 years, Airbnbs have taken on a whole different tone. And so the hotel industry has changed through that. You see, the airline industry has changed because of Spirit. The whole shit is a trip, to be honest. The whole shit is a trip. This is one of those unique opportunities for you to change your fortunes. And we've seen people's fortunes change just like that. Just like that, for better or worse. You've seen things that were staples before go out of business now, because the nature of those businesses it just doesn't really flourish in this arena. And so you see that. You see certain stubborn way that people speak and things, and certain stubborn mindsets that are outdated really get confronted right now, because the people that talk like that, or the people that speak like that, they're gonna end up feeling like they're being persecuted at by society. So yeah, Sharon, you crazy. Straight tripping. But that's all right. What's up, Ebony? Now, you got to take chances. You got to create a lane. And then who knows what'll come from that. That's the truth of that. Now, ooh, I like that. Just understand, you can't get caught in any method of operation or any mode of being. Because as soon as you get stuck, that's when this shit will switch up, and then you're going to be stuck while the whole world is evolving. So there's something to think about that. Sorry, that was a big bear. But yeah, man, that's Uranus. Then Neptune. Neptune is at 28 degrees of Pisces. Neptune is at home in Pisces. That means Neptune rules Pisces. And we're just gonna have to look at this from a cultural perspective. You realize that the culture as a whole creates confusion for you as an individual. We're more connected than ever, but we're more confused than ever. As a people, we're way more caught up in the appearance of things, or the projections and expectation of what things can offer you, than what it really is, or what it can really do to help everybody collectively. It's not about what's right. It's about what's viral, what's trending. And what's right changes with what's viral or what's trending. And people forgot what it's all about. A lot of us has lost direction. So what you have to do is search for that main line to the divine that resides inside of you. What you have to do is connect with the divinity and let your inner compass be your guide. You can't be caught up in the culture and tricked by these trends. Yeah, they're out there, it's fun, it's cool like that, but you have to be able to separate yourself from that. And the only way to do that is to search internally. And you have to find something that's central and separate from all of those projections of personality that you yourself tend to create, both consciously and unconsciously or subconsciously. See, who you are fundamentally inside of you is drastically different than the people that you know you to be. And that's because each person that you deal with has expectations of who you are to them. And you still try your hardest to play into that character in dealing with them, whether it's actively or subconsciously. That's the truth. If you have children, your children expect you to be something for them, and you're gonna do everything you can to be that for them. But they have an image of who they need you to be, not who you are. And I realized that after years after I lost my mom. You know, it's like, man, who my mom was and who she was to me were completely different persons. And she tried her best to be who she was to me because that's who I expected her to be and that's who I needed her to be. But she also was a human being that was separate from that, who had a life before that, who had a life and thoughts and feelings separate from what her children expected her to be. You feel me? When you see your job, they have qualifications and expectations, and you have a personality that you parlay into at your job if you work somewhere separate from your home. And yeah, that's a part of your character, and it might not even be fake, but it's also not the real you because you can't show them who you are when you're comfortable because you have to be professional. Or you have projections of the people that you deal with at your job that you parlay into. You have a whole different personality that you put on display there. You also have to understand that when you deal with social media, each social media profile that you have or each group you're a part of, that's another projection of your character that you parlay into that. You have your social media presence. And then if you have several different social media accounts, you might have a different piece of your personality or different things that you show on each of those, to where the perception of who you are through those accounts can be drastically misinterpreted to who you are at your central core. But now who you are at your central core has been diluted hugely by a whole bunch of projections and expectations, not even separate from the culture and the trends that the world are always caught up in. Even if you're the realist, you still get caught up in expectations and projections into those expectations. People expect you to be a certain way. You expect a certain character from yourself. And so that's the realness. But sometimes there's something inside of us that we're always projecting. And so we forget about what's central to all of that, separate from the expectations and the projections. And that's what you have to reconnect with. But you can't do that externally. You can't do that externally. See, when people think about astrology, they think of it as being something that you have to believe in. They look at it as some type of spiritual practice or religious sect, and they couldn't be more wrong. This is just a tool for self-discovery. It's the algorithm of an energetic significance. And so using this to understand what's going on is a tremendous help. You use this to search within. You use this as a tool to search within, not as an external projection of who you are. See, we get caught up in astrology just like we get caught up in everything else. And you say, I'm a Cancer, and I'm a Pisces moon, and I'm a Libra rising, or I'm a Scorpio rising. And so that, as soon as you find out what those traits are, you also want to be the best Scorpio rising. You also want to be the motherfucking Libra rising. So there's certain traits that you project yourself into, even if you don't embody them. And so it's not the best Virgo. It's your best interpretation of what you think a Virgo is. And people parlay that into that, and people use that as something that is discriminatory and labeling. It's just like what we spoke on before with like Myers-Briggs personality type index. And people start to look at that as a label. Oh, you're an ESTP, or you're an ISTJ, or you're an INFJ. And the fact of the matter is they look at that as a badge, when it's really you falling on a specific spectrum. And that is an index. That's why it's MBTI, Myers-Briggs Personality Type Index. And so you see that right there. You see astrology, You see even numerology. You see sexual preference. You see pronouns. You see titles within communities. You see all of that shit. You can't just be a black person anymore, or a pale black person. You got to be a light skin or a dark skin. You and that's the same type of discriminatory shit that goes back to back in the day. That same stupid stereotypical shit that keeps us separated, but it's just a cultural shit. You forget who you are central to that, separate from that. When it comes to astrology, even if it's not about the signs, once you are becoming an astrologer, you're somebody that studies, people are going to want you to make a determination of what do you claim basically. Are you a whole houser, or are you a placiduser? Or you do equal sign, or you do Koch? Do you do draconic, or do you do Western, or do you do sidereal, or do you do Vedic? Are you and so you see these labels get created because people want to define something that doesn't need to be defined. What they need to do is connect with that divine. You can't just be a weirdo anymore. You have to be a star seed or an indigo child. You have to come from the Pleiades constellation. You're from the planet Red 34. And so you see that shit. And people just, it's like people want to fit in, but they also want themselves to have some type of definition. They want to be a part of something. But in searching so desperately to be a part of something, they disconnect with self. And so they need to realize that no matter what you're connected with, you're still looking at this world and this lifetime through your own eyes, through your own perspective. And so you're letting things confuse that when you need to realize that what you need to do is stop looking for external guidance and use your inner compass. And using astrology or using divination techniques is not something that you're using to control the world around you. You're using it to help you make sense of it internally. And yeah, social media has messed everything up. Social media is a problem. Like, social media is the problem. It's also gonna have to be a part of the solution. There is no concept of reality because of social media. Like motherfuckers forget who they are and what the fuck they're really about that quick. I've done it before. There used to be a time in our lives, even if you want to look back 20 years ago, right? Let's look back 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you took a break from the real world and you played video games, or you got online and you emailed people, or you got into a chat room and you got on. You used the internet as a tool, or as an escape. And so you lived your real life, and then if you could afford it, and maybe if you were at somebody's house, you could use the internet to create CDs, or to access websites, or to do research, or to buy things, or to enjoy. But that was a momentary thing. But as social media has come into the mix with all of us over the last 20 years, and especially the last 15 years, when it shifted from MySpace to Facebook, and then Facebook to all of these other these other platforms, what you see is now people have to take a break from social media and go live real life. You see people regularly say, I got to take a break from social media. I gotta live real life for a couple of hours or a couple of days. And then they be right back. Said I'm back. And so the shit is crazy. Like you see, like it's all changed. And so what's real or what's really being perceived as real is changed drastically. And because of the way things are, people are always trying to be the next person to go viral. People forget about what's really happening and what's really right. Like if you're at an airport or a mall and people start fighting, fist fighting, stabbing each other, right? There's gonna be some idiots that are filming. When you look back at Takeoff's death, like that shit was filmed by people that were just standing around filming it. They were like, people are running for their life, people are shooting there, and there's somebody in there filming that shit. Because for them, they're not even realizing what's really happening. That their people are really shooting. Somebody really died. Like they're just sitting there filming it. If somebody does intervene or there is somebody that comes help, there's going to be a film of somebody coming to help. That person's going to be, going to be a viral hero. There is a 25% chance anytime you go in Walmart or any public place that you're going to see somebody doing a fucking TikTok video. Especially if you're at a gym or something like that. You're going to see somebody doing something for show. Motherfuckers ain't working out. They up there making videos. They up there, like, I mean, people forget. Shit crazy, cuz. It's crazy. That's Neptune and Pisces. Like, the world is more connected than ever, but we're not more compassionate. We're more confused. We're meaner. Matter of fact, people use compassion as a weapon. Like, the anti-bullying movement is bullying. Like, if they think you're bullying somebody, and anything can be bullying, they're gonna bully your ass. If you have an opinion different from somebody that the majority of people don't like, they're gonna motherfucking attack you. What's up? Seta Yesh Alizda. But yeah, this is the world we live in. This is the nature of life, man. This is where we stand as human beings now. And real ain't even real no more. Reality ain't even reality. The government has told us that. You can't even trust that. So all you can do is trust what's inside of you. All of that's inside of you. That shit's scary, bro. This ain't even reality. This is an energy hologram. Shit's a trip. Like, we know that they lied to us. We know that the world isn't what they say it is. Like, we know this shit. It's not conspiracy. We know this because they told us. We know a lot of the shit that they told us isn't real is real. A lot of the shit that they told us is real isn't. We know that shit. It starts making you question everything. You might get accused of being AI tomorrow. I get accused of being AI regularly. Motherfuckers will click on this video and be like, "Are you AI?" And I have to question myself, am I? Like, you kind of get to really looking at things like, man, what the fuck? And you have to look inside of yourself and be like, no, I'm this. Like, it's a trip. Reality is diluted and confused. And then that can make you forget whatever direction you're headed in. So you got to let your inner compass be your guide. Now, Pluto. Ooh. Villanita, you know that energy's real, baby. You know I still got the hernia, shit. I'll address it in a minute. I gotta stand up in a minute and push that bitch back in. Hey, I found out Dolo got a hernia too. Motherfucking Flight Boss got a hernia too. That's crazy that both of us got hernia. That shit's a trip. I don't know. But Pluto's at 2 degrees of Aquarius and it's stationed here. It's gonna stay here for the next 6 weeks. Then it's gonna station retrograde and move what is perceived as backwards, but it's really just moving so slow that everything else is moving so quickly that it looks like it's going backwards. It's physics. But yeah, with Pluto at 2 degrees of Aquarius, look, man, I mean, because of technology, people's opinions are more powerful than ever. Us as a people are more powerful than ever. But that's going to be destructive at first. We're in some really unprecedented times. It doesn't mean that this isn't a cycle that hasn't happened before. It's just like this is something that us as human beings haven't experienced yet. New things are going to come out of this. Things are going to change drastically. This is a very revolutionary energy. And so there's this intense force for change. And that means people are willing to try something different. Take the radical approach. And so right now, it's gonna really be scary at first because, I mean, think about the first person to fall into a cave system, and previously unexplored cave system. It's beautiful, but it's terrifying. And then you don't know what's in there and how you're gonna come out the other side. Think about that. You might die. You might uncover a hidden world. So just think about that right there. It's just like there's this plunge into something unknown that we've been pushed into. And there's this thing where people really realize how powerful we are because of our technology, because of our willingness to try something different. Because of those fucking cell phones, as bad as social media can be, when you look at the way social media is, that gives people as a worldwide populace an incredible power shift. You can't fucking hide from us now. You can lie, but you can't lie for long, because we're gonna find some shit out. Somebody's gonna tell. Something's gonna happen. We're gonna know about it. There are certain things that, because of our connectivity now, we can see things going on across the world, and a lot of the times that leads us to realize that, man, like, that's not what I thought it was. Now, there's also a time where this is going to create some really drastic scenarios where there's going to be wars, where there's going to be rebellion, where there's going to be people in outcries. There's this thing where there's this revolutionary energy that's forcing things to change. So what you gonna do? Yeah. It's forcing things to change, motherfucker. And that's scary. Super scary. But it is what it is. Pluto in Aquarius is going to force you to have an open mind, because things are going to be different than you ever could have imagined. It's already been weird. From the smallest ways to the biggest ways. It's been a weird year. Probably one of the weirdest years we've ever seen. And somehow weird wins. It pays off. Look at Ryan Garcia, who happens to be an Aquarius moon. Look at that. He was acting weird as fuck, and it worked out for him just fine. Still acting weird as fuck. You look at here in the United States, us wanting something to be so different that we're willing to do anything different, even if it means put Trump back in the office. You look at the nature of Russia and Ukraine, like, over time, over the next 20 years, like, something is new is going to have to come from that. The infrastructure of both of those countries has been drastically changed. As you look at the nature of the conflict in the Middle East, and you look at what's going on with Israel and Palestine, and now Syria and Iran also, you see that region can never be the same after that. Plain and simple, it could never be the same after that. There has to be a new understanding that's reached. There has to be something new that comes from that. You see the way that the United States operates within itself, whether it's not just the presidency, because the presidency is really just figureheads, but they're the people that believe in those principles of each presidency. That's where the real power lies. Now, especially when you're talking about Trump. With Biden, it's politics. It's politics that really gives him his advantage. With Trump, it's the power of the people. It's the people that believe in the things that he says. It's the people that like him, or the people that believe in his personality. The people that are scared of another fucking dead ass 4 years like Biden had. That gives an advantage. So the people that are willing to get behind that energy of Trump is what's powerful. The people. You see how the way the government is ran in itself will have to be changed in the United States, because Texas, there's no telling what they'll do if Biden were elected again. They've already blatantly disrespected the federal government of the United States, and I'm from Texas, so it's not that I'm picking a side. I'm just saying that's the truth. Like, there's no way that relationship can stand as the same without there being something new as far as agreement and arrangement that comes from that, whether it has to do with the border or whether it has to do with the acts of disrespect and the acts of defiance that you get between the Texas National Guard and United States federal agents. You see where several states have downright protested that Donald Trump should be able to even run for president. You see, Donald Trump is in a criminal trial right now. So the world is in a really crazy place, and we really don't know, because the last thing that we want is, as a people, is Joe Biden to be president again. Nobody, even Democrats. But they feel like that's their only choice, where the only other opposition that you have that seems strong enough to stand is Trump. So whether the people agree with Trump or people really are understanding of what he wants to accomplish or not, which he's not even ever clear on that, then you see the people that are willing to get behind that vehemently. And so you just see where it's just like, man, this world is going to be a completely different place in 20 years. This is about astrology. So with Pluto's journey through Aquarius, which has just begun, we're going to see things change a lot. And it's because of the power of the people. It's because of technology. But it's also because people's willingness to think differently. It's not just an idea or an invention. It's the willingness to think differently that changes everything. I'm talking about everything. And the world is a weird place. We're going to see more revelations come out that shake the nature of reality and shake the nature of what you believe to be true and what you believe to be real. There's going to be several things that happen where it's just like, man, that shit was crazy as fuck. The things that they're grooming us for, that we can see them grooming us for, are evident. And so that's a trip, man. Everybody's waiting for the big revelation, whatever that's going to be. Then you have people that are expecting of it. You have some people that say, "Hey, what?" And this is a conspiracy, but it's crazy as it is. The fact that people, and I'm talking about a growing number of people, believe this is funny. They believe that one day soon, or one day in the future coming, they're gonna have a hologram or a fake alien invasion, or they're gonna have what's a hologram of Christ coming back. And the fact of the matter is, because it creates a biblical effect when you talk about Christ coming back or something like that. Because what if it is? People won't believe it. They're gonna be laughing at it. What if it isn't? And all of the religious people and the zealots somehow get a hold of it, and it becomes something that's dangerous. Just a second. My son. What are you doing? Did you have a good day? Yes, sir. Like a real good day? Sir. Wait, come here, give me a hug. Who you on the phone with? Are you playing your game? Mm-hmm. Take him out. Sir. But yeah, back to what I was saying. If it is real, then the people won't believe it. If it's not real, then guess what that does? That creates a whole bunch of fucking dangerous religious zealots, or even beyond that. It could even, through the revelation of it not being, it could make people lose faith all the way around and change the nature of what they believe, and it could change things drastically. If it's a fake alien invasion or whatever it is, or if it's a real thing, people have to wonder where it came from and why are they all of a sudden allow it to happen now? Because there's always been UFOs, there's always been this, and so you have people questioning that. You have people questioning you. You really don't know what's AI or what's not AI anymore. That's another simple truth. In this whole stupid beef that's went on with all the rappers, when it goes to Drake and Kendrick Lamar and and Future and Metro Boomin and even Chris Brown and Takeoff and all of this shit, right? You still have to wonder which each response, is that the real response or is that AI? Because there's already been times where something has come out and people are like, oh shit, that was fire, and then it was AI. And so just think, man, the whole game has changed. The people are more powerful than ever. Technology is more powerful than ever. The world has changed just like that. Just like that. Appreciate it, the King Goat Nathaniel. Like, the world is fucking changed, man. And it doesn't even mean that anything drastic has happened yet, because it will, but it hasn't. It's us from our mindset being willing to accept it. The willingness to think differently, the willingness to try something differently, the willing to see things from a different perspective. All of that shit changes the world naturally. So it's just like people become powerful, but people have to find some method that's going to be good for everybody first, and that's going to be it's going to be a hard process to really come into, because it's the nature of renegades. It's a world full of renegades. So that's going to be it's scary. It's scary. I know sometimes you might forget, but I want you to think how powerful you are with your device, your tablet, your cell phone. I want you to think about how far your reach is. I want you to think about the person that you've communicated with the farthest from wherever you live. For us here on this channel, we got people right here in this chat right now from Iran, from the UK, from Russia, from Australia, from New Zealand and Newfoundland. We have people from Brazil. We have people from Canada. We have people from all over the United States. We have people from Puerto Rico. We have people from the Philippines. We got Vilanita in Bulgaria right now. I want you to just think about that. I'm in Narnia. Like, when you think about that, I want you to just take a step back and see the scope of this. All of us have tremendous reach. All of us, and our opinions are a lot more powerful and more vast than they ever could be. And when you really think about that, you realize, oh man, we could help a lot of people, but you could also destroy a lot of shit. One rumor spread could destroy somebody's life. Man, Pluto in Aquarius is different. Cheryl Gray talking in Tokyo. Just think about that shit. Like, that shit's crazy. We're able to protest what's going on in Israel and Palestine because we know what's going on. 10 years ago, even 20 years ago, we wouldn't have known what was going on. People would be blindly with Israel because that's what is considered the Christian thing to do. Not understanding the real ramifications of what's going on, or the real geography of that area. You see that right there, buddy? My Adam's apple's bigger than your dick. Hold on, I gotta stand up real fast. Hold on. Sorry. I got a hernia. I had to push that hernia in. Leave me alone. I gotta do what I gotta do, bro. But yeah, man. The world is a different place. Us as a people are more powerful than ever. We're more powerful than the government institutions, but the realization of that is gonna be a destructive process. What's up, Rebecca Towns? How are you doing? That's the question. I'm alright. Nah, you can't get a hernia from doing a horizontal mambo. I'm glad. It's better than the hospital and all that stuff. We're very happy that you're living healthy and enjoying life. But yeah. I really don't know how I got the hernia. I don't know if it's from my dog, straining with my dog when he did something, or from taking the shit, straining, taking the shit. It popped out one morning. I had a cow as soon as I noticed it. Like, what the fuck is that? Scared the shit out of me. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. But yeah, punk ass hernia just. And it doesn't hurt as much as it's annoying or weird. I'm not gonna get into the whole spiel about it. It's just weird, like having, because I could be feeling fine and then I'll remember, God, bro, you got that hernia. Push it in. Push your hernia in. And so that's the thing right there. About 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I gotta save up money to get a surgery. That's why I'm trying to raise money here too, on top of everything else. But I need to go to the ear, nose, and throat doctor. I gotta get a hernia surgery. But for right now, it's all right. It's not too bad. That brings us to Chiron. Chiron's at 20 degrees of Aries. That's just awareness. Sometimes awareness is uncomfortable. But either way, it allows you to take accountability. Now, that accountability might lead you into some type of action that might have to be a conflict or a confrontation, but this is just helping you push forward in your life. And so with this awareness allows for accountability. Accountability allows for actions that lead towards healing. And those actions could mean a lot of stuff. But it's the awareness and the accountability that lead to it. And that's what Chiron in Aries allows right there is awareness. So yeah. Something like that. Now, the Black Moon Lilith is at 23 degrees of Virgo. And this is just like super analytical energy. And it's really technical. It's really critical. And people can miss the forest because of the trees. Or people can get stuck on some small shit and not enjoy the present moment. There's people who can get into some perfectionist tendencies, and that can make them inefficient. There's some people that can be looking at everybody else and seeing what's wrong with them, but forgetting that they have the flaws of their own. And so all of that kind of comes into play with the Black Moon Lilith in Virgo. The North and the South node are still sitting at 15 degrees of Aries and Libra. And it feels like they've been sitting here for fucking 3 months. Shit. But what this is right here is just like the universe forcing you to do what's right for you, regardless of how anybody else feels about it. It's not about them. It's about you. It's you realizing once again that you're the center of your universe. Even if you have children and you're responsible for them and you love them with all your heart and they're your world, you still can only see the world through your eyes. They see the world through their eyes. Even if you love your partner to death and y'all are married and y'all are a team and all of that shit, at the end of the day, you're still you. And you have to you have your life and you have to do what's right for you. And sometimes what's right for you is best for both of y'all. Sometimes what's right for you has nothing to do with the other person at all. And sometimes they have shit that they need to do that has nothing to do with you. And us realizing that is a big part of us having healthier relationships and living better lives. Is just doing what's right for us. If you're doing what's right for you and you're being honest in your expression of your energy, it shouldn't be bothering or hurting anybody else. And if it is, that's their problem. That's the truth. See, that's the North Node in Aries. You have to experience your truth as a verb. Not speak it. You got to experience it. You got to live with it. You got to fuck with it. You got to fight with it. You got to be it. That's the thing. This is action. You can't think about or compromise or no, man, this time you just got to do what's right for you. And sometimes that's the best thing for your relationships with other people is being honest, being straight up, approaching things assertively. Yeah. Absolutely. That's all I got to say about that. As far as numerology, we're in a 5 vibration today. How do you get to a 5? It's April 29th, 2024. So you have April, which is a 4. You have the 29, which is an 11. You don't reduce an 11. So 4 plus 11 plus 8, because the 2024 is an 8. See, 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 4 is an 8. So 4 plus 11 is 15. Plus 8 is 23. 2 plus 3 is a 5. But it has an 11 vibration to it today. A master number 11 vibration in its own way. And so in this 5, you have to expect the unexpected. Who knows what will happen today? You just got to confront life head on. You got to trust and believe that it's all a part of the plan. And it doesn't mean that you have to think that everything is predetermined and there's some big puppeteer in the sky orchestrating every move. It could mean that you yourself signed a contract and this is how the contract is playing out. It could mean a lot of different things. It could also mean that you trust in God's plan. It's all about how you experience divinity, and I would never discriminate for that. Never, ever, ever. Yeah. Yeah, I wish they would, but I at least need people to send me a little something. If everybody here, if we've had however many people just send $4 or $5, $5, $10, whatever they want to send, that would make a tremendous difference. I'd be able to do everything I needed to do. But it is what it is. Now, I think that's all I got to say about that. The floor is now open for questions. I'm going to leave the floor open for about 30, 45 more minutes. Maybe an hour at the most. But yeah, the floor is now open. Double A, 11, 22, and 33 are the only numbers that don't reduce in numerology, correct? Absolutely. There are going to be people that say there's 44s and 50. There's not. It's 11, 22, and 33. I'm not going to get into religious rhetoric, Roadrunner Trey, but Jesus Christ was a real individual. What role he plays in your spiritual journey is up to you. There is no 44 to 8. 33 is the highest master number. Sharon Crawford, what you reminiscing? You don't know me. You're hilarious, though. We on that Chill Monday vibe. Come on with the questions. What about the number 108? Is that a sacred number? Not in numerology. What's interesting is any variable of the number 9 adds up to 9. That's one of the most interesting things with numerology or with numbers when you're looking at numbers. Whether it be 9, whether it be 18, whether it be 27, whether it be 36, whether it be 45, whether it be 54, whether it be 63, whether it be 72, whether it be... I done ran out. 81, whether it be 90, whether it be 99, whether it be 108, they all add up to 9. A 9 is a 9 is a 9 is a 9. Was there a note on our door?
Oh, yeah.
That's just them telling us how much our rent is.
Oh, I was.
All right, put this out. Let me put this out. Hold on.
I was gonna undo that, undo it. He pooped. He tried to poop the second time, but it didn't work.
Was it soft?
I didn't look at it.
All right. Well, you need to take that off of him and put that on the table, okay? I'm gonna go for about another hour and then I'll come in there.
Okay. Close the door.
Nope.
Okay.
Manu Tandon, that's my son. That's not a girl. That's my 9-year-old son. Watch your mouth. That's one of my sons. I have 3 sons. I have a 14-year-old son, a 13-year-old son, and a 9-year-old son. Oh, you want me to put a son in you, Paris? That what you want? No, I have a 21-year-old daughter and I have a 17-year-old daughter. We got 5 kids. Oh, y'all cool, man. I'm not showing my body. I do that regularly. I got a dad bod. Look, man, here y'all go. Double A is just trying to learn astrology. I haven't raised all my children, if I'm being honest. I've raised 4 of them. My daughter that's from a previous marriage is in Texas. Really, both of my daughters are in Texas. Now that I think about it, they both live in Texas. But I was there for the teenage years of my oldest daughter. My other daughter lives with her mom. And then my boys, I've been with them since day 1. But I was in prison for 7 years. So being in prison for 7 years and those choices that I made robbed me of that time. Let me answer A's questions. A, you said Pluto opposite the ascendant. That means Pluto's on the descendant. That means you get into a lot of intense relationships and you be looking to uncover deep hidden parts of yourself through those relationships, and your relationships tend to bring out certain traits of you that you might not recognize readily all the time, and you have these really intense interactions with people, and really your relationships change you. And it's not that it has to do with that person individually. It's like each relationship experience that you have, that intense experience, like it allows you a cauldron in order for you to really see and parts of yourself boil to the surface that you didn't recognize before. And then you have to deal with it and you have to change from it. And so each intense interaction you have is drastically different. Okay, son, we know. That says rent. How do I feel about Zeke being back? Hold on now. Y'all don't do him like that. Mikester, unhide Mikester. Oh, he's only timed out. I feel great about Zeke being back. I really wanted Zeke. I wanted Zeke to come back. I'm celebrating that. A lot of people are talking shit, but I want Ezekiel Elliott back with the Dallas Cowboys. That's what's up, Anna. But yeah, I spent 7 years in TDCJ, the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. I spent 10 years total. And so I just, I wish that was time I could have back with my children. But my youngest son wasn't born yet. So I've been there for every day of his life. My middle son, my other sons, I missed a big chunk of their life, though. Now, let me answer the questions. What about Venus conjunct Chiron and Cancer in the 8th? Your relationships bring up, you really do care, but you end up having to take care of people. You end up being responsible for people. And that helps you deal with your emotions healthier. Is you being responsible for other people and seeing how they feel and having to help them process their emotions helps you realize things that you need to work on with yourself. And it really helps you express your feelings more healthily. Being there for other people and helping them in their hardest and roughest times in life has allowed you to recognize things about yourself that you really, really need to work with. And it makes you realize certain traumas and wounds that you yourself have experienced that you have to acknowledge in order to move forward in your life. You said last full moon in Scorpio was in conjunct alignment with your Lilith. What does that mean? It just meant something for that 2 days. It probably just meant that you were intense for those 2 days, or you were sexier than ever, or you could have been really turned on, or you could have been also on some dark shit. Your mind could have been in a dark place. You could have been feeling chaotic. You could have been chaos. It was on my Pluto. The last full moon in Scorpio was exactly conjunct my Pluto in Scorpio in my first house. So for me, it was just an intense day. I was good, but it was just an intense day energetically all the way around. Billy, you said, how do I apply what chart for today is like with your natal chart? Like, how do they jive or whatever? Well, me being an astrologer, I recognize I know where my placements are inside of my head. So I know my sun is 4 degrees Cancer. My moon is 8 degrees Pisces. My Mercury is 0 degrees Leo. My Venus is 12 degrees Leo. My Mars is 21 degrees Capricorn. My Jupiter is 22 degrees Pisces. My Saturn is 4 degrees Sagittarius. My Uranus is 19 degrees Sagittarius. My Neptune is 4 degrees Capricorn. My Pluto is 4 degrees Scorpio. My Black Moon Lilith is 13 degrees Gemini. My Chiron is 15 degrees Gemini. My part of fortune is 20 degrees Gemini. My nodes, or my North Node, is 27 degrees Aries. So my South Node is 27 degrees Libra. And so me knowing where those are and what house placement they are, or even my ascendant, which is 16 degrees Libra, when I see that, I look at the transits and I would say, well, the sun is at 9 degrees Taurus. Well, if the sun is at 9 degrees Taurus, that's in a sextile with my moon, which is at 8 degrees Pisces. It's coming into a square loosely with my Venus at 12 degrees Leo, though. You feel me? Then you look at the moon. The moon is at 18 degrees Capricorn. That means it's opposite my midheaven at 18 degrees Cancer. But it's also conjunct my Mars at 21 degrees Capricorn and sextile my Jupiter at 22 degrees Pisces. It's semi-sextile to my Uranus at 19 degrees Sagittarius. Then you look at Mercury. Mercury's at 16 degrees Aries. My ascendant is 16 degrees Libra. So Mercury is opposite my ascendant, but it's also trine Uranus in my chart. Trine my Venus and Uranus on different ends. It's separating from a trine with my Venus and approaching a trine with Uranus in my chart. You get what I'm saying? But it's also opposite my ascendant, so it's sitting right there on my relationships. So there might be some arguing or just some aggressive talk in my relationships, or it could be a really active time and passionate and loving time because Mercury is sitting right there in my 7th house. So the more we talk, the more assertive we are in the way that we speak and honest that we are, the healthier the interaction can be. You see, Venus is at 0 degrees Taurus. My Mercury is at 0 degrees Leo. But my Sun is at 4 degrees Cancer. My Pluto is at 4 degrees Scorpio. So Venus is opposite my Pluto. Venus is sextile to my Sun, trine to my Neptune. So Venus is setting off a lot of things there in my chart while it's being squared to my Mercury. So I just know that stuff. You have Mars at 29 degrees of Pisces. That's not really making an aspect to very much. It will when it comes into Aries, where it comes into a square with my Sun, but in a square with my Neptune. But that kind of presents a problem in itself. So you just see how that works out. I missed a lot of y'all's questions. You might have to ask your questions again or hit that Cash App or that Super Chat and I won't miss your question. My bad. I done missed a lot of y'all's questions. Appreciate the love, LaCrista. What about my empty houses? My empty houses are just empty houses. You have Lilith opposite your Mercury. That could just mean how you speak right now. You know, you could be or how other people are speaking to you. You feel like they're talking out of character, or you could take issue with the way certain people are talking to you right now. But you have to really question: is it them or is it you? Chiron and Taurus in the second house. You need to build up your self-esteem separate from material possessions. Pink Sky, you said, will I marry you? How much money you got? How important are the degrees? They're important, but they're not as important as some people make them out to be. Pink Sky, you said, where's my hat? I ain't wearing a hat today. I'm coming bold and bald out today. Some people don't have the head shaped where they can be bald and still be all right. But you know what I'm saying? I'm rocking that bitch. You need a good Vedic app. Astro Kundalini is a good Vedic app. Ceres opposite Venus. I think with Ceres opposite Venus, you have to measure what you feel obligated to do and what you feel like you should do, or what you feel like you need to be doing, or what you enjoy doing. Ken Golden, you said, do I eat healthy? No, I do not. Pink Sky, I don't know. I don't know. I'm already married. But you know what I'm saying? I need to know what you look like. What do empty houses mean? They can mean a different thing, but it doesn't mean that it's not important, but it doesn't mean anything significant either. It just means that that's not a focus or there's in your life. But when you're dealing with empty houses, I'm going to tell you like any other professional astrologer. And that means look to the ruler of that house. Look to the sign that's on the cusp of that house. And then look to the ruler of that sign. And then that'll tell you a lot of what's going on in that house. And so that you make a relation through there. Bet that, Billy. It's my pleasure to help you, though. It's my fucking pleasure, buddy. Saturn sextile Pluto midheaven in Scorpio. Are you saying Saturn sextile Pluto and your midheaven? Because Pluto's on your midheaven? You're a go-getter. I mean, you're willing to go as hard as you need to go. You take your time, and you know, even if you have fears, you use them, and all of that. Like you're a survivor, and you're a go-getter, and you're unstoppable. Appreciate the love, Red Electric Skywalker. You're relentless in your pursuit of the things that you want. And you never even let your own pain get in the way of that. You grit through. What if a planet is placed differently in whole sign versus Placidus? Then I would take the time to understand what both mean, but I prefer Placidus personally. But that doesn't mean that has to work for you. Placidus is just the most accurate because it's a natural flowing of energy. Understand, if you're dealing with whole house or with equal sign, what you see is ultimately there's going to be things that get forced into a place that they're not naturally. In Placidus, it's a natural flowing of energy. It's a natural flowing of energy. Rob, shut the fuck up. When you look at the rulership of a house, should we look at just the ruling planet or the entire house? I'm not sure what you mean, Double A. See, you have house rulers, you have lordships also. You have the traditional ruler of that house, but you also have the lord of that house. As you understand, a ruler, a lord is not ruling anything. A lord governs. Hey, man, don't get me wrong. Stelliums are special. I'm just an asshole. I'm a hater. Don't be listening to me when I go to hating sometimes. I might start, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Dev Remendez? I'm pushing my hernia in. That's what I'm doing right now. The master number 11. I'm a master number 11. It just means that you have a lot of empathy, you have a lot of intuition, you have a lot of divine talents and gifts, but you also have a lot of problems. And you have to learn how to, deal with this intense energy that you have and all these problems that you have and all of this lifetime of no boundaries and learn how to find a way to help other people with it. But before you can help other people, you got to help yourself. And so dealing with your shit and understanding yourself better is what leads you into being able to help people. Kind of like what I do here with astrology is, through self-understanding and being able to relate this stuff back to myself, I'm able to teach you about it and help you understand how it relates to you and how it affects you in your own life. But there's all types of artists and all types of inspirational people who have master number 11s because that's what you're kind of here to do is empower others. You are a magical person, but you're magical so you can teach other people how to be powerful. So you're not King Arthur, you're Merlin. I'm Merlin. Ding dong football, absolutely. Zeke is coming back to the Cowboys. I'm happy about it. I think Zeke got to rest a lot last year. He didn't get a lot of those carries last year. He wasn't the workhorse in New England, especially him coming out the end of the year. I think Zeke is coming in on fresh legs. I think Zeke wants to eat again. I think Zeke is going to be a great short yardage back at the least, and he's great in pass protection, which he always has. He can catch out of the backfield in his own right. I think Zeke is a tremendous, tremendous weapon. And when you add him with somebody like Deuce Vaughn or somebody with him like Rico Dowdle or even adding Royce Freeman as a fullback in there, that gives you a really dynamic backfield set. So I think that's a great move. I think that was a tremendous move. Mm-hmm. What state did you live in? I live in Narnia. You got to go through your mama's closet or through your own wardrobe. Find your best outfit. Move it out of the way and come on through. from the land of Spare. What's a good beginner's guide to finding and understanding your sign in respective houses? Go to all my channels. First of all, find out where your planets are. Get your whole chart where you know where your placements are. And then to understand them, I have a video on this channel for every placement in Western astrology. I'm talking about for every sign and every house. So all you have to do is find out where your sun is by house and sign, and then come look. You want to know what your ascendant is? Find out what your ascendant is. You come look on my channel. I have a video for it. I have a video for every placement in Western astrology. You got to be careful. You come in this closet, you might leave out buck naked. I appreciate the PayPal love, Sarah Woods. That's love. That's an energetic exchange. A prearranged energetic exchange. What's a guide to become the king of Ohio tonight? Shut the fuck up and pay attention to your surroundings and master yourself. As you become a master of self, then you can be the king of any environment. The key is self-mastery. The key to mastering the universe is self-mastery and self-knowledge. Sicko Mo 1 2 3 4. I'm an OG. Sauce Walker. You already know, famo. I'm a motherfucking OG, cuz. What are you? I am a professional astrologer, one of the best in the whole world. I have clients and students all over the world. I have other professional astrologers that have learned from me. I did get out of a prison. Both a literal prison and a prison of my own mind and a prisoner of my own actions and habits. I feel you, I feel you. Just run them likes up. You can come in and troll for a few minutes till they block your ass, but just run them likes up while you here. You doing all that shit talking and trolling is only helping my bottom line. It's a view regardless. You were here. I don't think you understand that. Pluto in the 12th house. Here's what's interesting about Pluto in the 12th house. When you have Pluto in the 12th house, you're truly capable of anything good or bad. You have this vast expanse inside of you. And you being truly capable of anything evil or anything good, it creates this vacuum. And that vacuum that it creates is why so many crazy experiences happen to you and only you. It's like why you're attracted to so many, difficult situations and difficult people and a difficult road of life. But also because of that, you learn to develop your immense power and you're able to adapt to everything and you just survive everything. And so you end up being a person who can survive and adapt to any situation, and you become this really powerful force because you realize that powerful force that lives inside of you, that you're connected to the river of life. I'm definitely an OG, cuz. I jumped off the porch over 25 years ago. I don't think you get it. I jumped off the porch like 25 years ago. I'm talking about 25 years ago. I only got one thing to say. Yeah, you see them grays in that beard. Salt and pepper. But this don't really come from age. This come from eating coochie good. I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to give away my methods. But you only get that type of salt and pepper in your beard if you eat coochie real good. Them is like stripes. You understand? As it dribbles down, it really changes the pigmentation. It's like when you a silverback gorilla. You understand? There's a whole bunch of male gorillas, but only one of them gets that silver back. And it has nothing to do with age. It has to do with status. You develop into the baddest motherfucker. So this is what this is right here. Yeah. Now, you said moon sextile to Uranus. You're just a lot different than ordinary logic would have us estimate. You're a unique individual, and you look at life from a unique perspective. And because of that, there might be some issues in fitting in, but at some point you realize you don't need to fit in. That you're your own person, and you can fit out. And your energy is unique, and your perspective is unique, and you're just different. You're just different. I appreciate the love, Brandy Simmons. Breeze, it has nothing to do with bleach. This has nothing to do with bleach. This is a natural process. It's not bleaching the hair. It's a hormonal thing, just like a silverback gorilla. Like I said, there's a lot of male gorillas, but they all got black hair, and they're big, and some of them are badass, but only one silverback per tribe of gorillas. Yes, I've looked into human design stuff. So when you become the best at what you do, I got this salt and pepper started to come through. Red Electric Skywalker, what's your stellium question? Let me go back. I don't see nothing. Aries in the 12th house. What else? I missed a lot of y'all's questions. Double A. You said, how would I define a Libra on the 6th house cusp? A overthinker? What stellium? You said an Aries stellium in the 12th house? Okay. Sun, Moon, Mercury, all in the 12th. I think we've talked about this before. Like, sometimes you don't realize, and what's crazy is because you're not self-aware, because it's in the 12th house, how much of an attitude you could have, how pushy you can be, how impatient you can be, how impulsive you can be. And all of those things, a lot of the times, are what fuck you up in life. Now, those aren't things that are really in your conscious awareness either, because you don't think you're like that. And most of the time, you're not. But those times that you are, it can create an issue for you. That's the truth. You're really good, but you're not incredibly self-aware, and when the things you are, it kind of holds you back. And even if you are aware, does that mean you're accountable? And that's a whole different thing, because that means your awareness has parlayed out into that accountability. Now, with that being in the 12th house, I'm not so sure that's the case. You feel me? Ariana Nevin, how you doing? TB, you said you have Jupiter, Pluto, Venus in the North Node and Scorpio in the 6th house. Then you got a lot of haters. You got a lot of focus, but and you're probably incredibly intelligent and sharp, but you also like don't trust anything. You also take things to extremes. You also might have some certain health issues. But I would also say that you're smarter than most people, and you know what's wrong, and that gives you an edge. You always know what's wrong with everything, even yourself. With everything, I can see everything. Next. Yeah. Do I ever think about the things I'm not aware of yet? I'm scared of them. Look, when so much, and I've talked about this before, with me and me being as knowledgeable as I am, and me having such wisdom, and it's not bragging, because there's so much. My wisdom is in the things that I don't know. Me realizing that I'm not really shit, but the things that I don't know, being willing to say I don't know puts me in an advantage above that. But when so much of your ego is attached to what you know, when you're a person like myself, and so much of my character and my ego and my business and my life is attached to the things that I know. The things that I don't know are terrifying. The fact that I don't know stuff is also what makes me as wise as I am, but it's also the fact, the reflection of what I don't know that ends up being a terrifying experience. Brittany Gibson, what's up? You said Venus in the 3rd house in Taurus. You really value intelligence. You get turned on when people talk to you. You yourself are intelligent, and you really communicate really well because you listen. Most people don't listen. But more than anything, like you really get turned on by people taking the time to talk to you, and people that are intelligent. And at the same time, you like money too, and you spend, and you have it, but you like books, you like literature. I mean, not just books, literature, poetry. You like music. Like you really have a taste for cultural things and for artistic things, but you want to enrich your experience here, and you want to enrich your mind, and you're really turned on by anything that can do that for you. I appreciate the love, TB. Aries Venus and Capricorn Venus. How would that go? Shh. It could go all right. They're both go-getters. They're both, but Capricorn Venus wants something serious and something that's gonna last and something that's built to last. And Aries Venus is very impulsive, and they're very strong in their approach. But being a finisher is not something that they're great with. So there might be a disconnect in that arena where the Capricorn Venus person is looking for the finish. They're looking for something that's gonna be it. But they're looking to start something as far as the Aries Venus person goes. They want this to be the start of something. You feel me? And hey, I should be here tomorrow. All things considered, as long as I'm blessed to see another day, I will be here tomorrow. What? Sorry. What's up, hugs and kisses? Fuck the world now for the win. I'm just playing. Cherie, you said you're a Capricorn rising and you have Capricorn in the 12th. Every video you find, including mine, they always have Sag in the 12th. What does that mean? Because, you have Sagittarius. I mean, is your whole 12th house ruled by Capricorn? Is there an interception there? That's what could be there. Is Sagittarius could be intercepted. Or is it Sagittarius rules your 12th house, but there's also some Capricorn there? What degree is your ascendant? All of those things you have to incorporate when you're. How do you find all that out? I would go to the best way to do that is go to an app and get one of those astrology apps just to find out your placements, and then come back here and watch the videos that I have or that anybody that does astrology here has on each one of your placements. J.O., you said Capricorn Sun in the 9th house, Scorpio Moon in the 5th house. That's interesting. My wife has a Capricorn Sun in the 9th house. You're a serious person, but you're very tuned in. You're very knowledgeable. You're about learning as much as you can, and you're serious about the truth. You probably have a 7 somewhere in your numerology, because you're serious about the truth. And with Scorpio and the Moon in the 5th house, like, you got some hope to you. Yeah, being nicely, you are a sexual person, and that's how you enjoy yourself. That's how you relax. That's how you feel special is through sex with people. And so you have to learn how to feel good about yourself, separate from your sexual prowess. But you're also a very knowledgeable person. You're very intuitive. You're very much about learning what life is about and about the meaning of life, and you're very tuned in from a spiritual perspective. You might even be religious, but all of that parlays out for you. I would either I would go get time passages, which that might cost some money, or time passages, or Astro Matrix. But you can also just go to astroseek.com or astrodientist or astro.com, and then putting those in, going into those, what you can do is put your information in, and it'll give you a free printout of all of your placements in your chart, and then you'll be able to know where everything is, and then you'll be able to come back and we'll be able to talk about it. I need the money too, Cherie. So if you're serious, we can work something out immediately. Send me an email, mr.turner1300@gmail.com. I'm trying to go to the ear, nose, and throat doctor, and I got to stack up to get a fucking hernia surgery. So I need all of that business. Damn, there's no more dating on AsTrOlOgY. I ain't never bid it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to be good. Maybe they just kicked you off because you done went through them all. I know. You're very picky about who you give your energy to, but when you give your energy to them, you giving them the whole thing. That's why I love you. I love you so much, I want to make you throw up. I do. I want to. Any more questions you have about astrology or numerology or anything else that helps you raise your vibration, come on with it. We here for 30 more minutes. No, 20 more minutes and then I'm out. Y'all don't appreciate shit anyway. I've been here too long already. 20 more minutes. And he said, gag me, bro. Yes. Hell nah, bro. Ain't no fucking bro. Somebody get Heather ransom and put her out of here. AA said they use Astro Cafe and Astro Theme. Those are pretty good too. Do I think Sun in the 11th house and Moon in the 3rd house is too airy? No. I just think that you're an intellectual. And in certain ways, that you just try to rationalize most of everything in life. But no, absolutely not. You're a natural intellectual, and you're going to flourish in any environment where learning is valued. October 10th, 1990, what's your life path? All right, 19 plus 9 is what? 28. Or you don't even have to look at it. You say, well, yeah, a 10 plus 9. I said 19 plus 9. 1 plus 9 is 10 plus 9 is 19. That's a 1. All right? So your birth year is a 1. Your birthday is a 1. Your birth month is a 1. So you are a 3. You see that? October is the 10th month. So that's 1 plus 0. That's a 1. It's the 10th day. So 1 plus 0, that's a 1. 1990. 1 plus 9 is a 10 plus 9 is a 19. 1 plus 9 is what? A 10, which is a 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1, that's a 3. Capricorn in the 8th house cusp means you're very serious. You handle business when times get rough. You really dig in and you handle business. And I would say sexually, it makes you the type of individual who likes to be in control, or you like pain a little bit involved. But you need that. You need that release sexually. You might even be into I wouldn't say BDSM, but more like, dominating type things. I would also say that you've been through some really rough times in your life. You've seen death and you've endured it. And so for you, you just have a certain seriousness and darkness to you. Or whoever that is. Billy said he's been sitting there in wet draws for 30 minutes. Michaela Zillinum, you said, what do I think about Lilith and Libra in the first house? That you care too much about looks? You care too much about the appearance of things? Any thoughts about Uranus in the 12th house? You're a fucking weirdo and it bothers you? You try to fit in with other people and you try not to let people see how weird you are, but you're fucking weird? You said, damn, she the sun for real. Now introducing her as to me. Yeah, like tied up in the basement energy. They on some freak shit. What's the most important thing when it comes to compatibility and synastry? Understanding that synastry isn't compatibility. It's studying how the energy relates to each other and how it affects each other. That you can get a picture of compatibility in the long term, but there's going to be contradictory things in a synastry chart. So the thing to remember about synastry and compatibility is synastry is not compatibility. Synastry is synastry. TB, you said you're going through your Saturn return in Pisces. What things can you look in your chart to make sure it goes smoothly? It's not going to go smoothly. You don't need to look in your chart. You need to look in your heart. You need to just, make sure that there's nothing that you're avoiding or you're trying to ignore or you're trying to escape, and understand that life is going to get hard. And that's just a part of life. Life gets hard. And so nothing is happening to you. You're not a victim of circumstance. You're not having your karma come back to get you. It's just the things that you need to deal with. And the easier that you can find a way for you to find peace through processing whatever happens in your life, the easier that the whole process will be. But just realizing that you're a part of a process. Can't say shit like that in here. Now introducing her to me, he said, you married a Libra. Tim, you're not my father. My father will never be that. What's up, Wyatt? What it was, cuz. What's up, Neva Siva A? Shout out to you and yours. Now introducing her to me. Yeah, I'm straight Texan. I'm from West Texas, though. Oh, look at my son walking with a little shoulder. Sorry. I see my teenage son outside. He think he a Mac. Elephant YT said they got Riz. New Roachy ass in my high. Yeah, my teenage son. He's 14, about to be 15. But he think he a Mac. He's a regular jock. He plays varsity as a freshman football player, so he thinks he's the shit. He's a darn good linebacker and running back. Why is Aquarius considered a fixed sign? What does it mean they're fixed in their rebellious nature? They're fixed in their mindset of keeping an open mind. It means they have a stubborn way that they approach things. Chris H said you're a 2 life path, but you got a lot of fire in your chart. You think you struggle with sensitivity and then your ego. I believe it. But you're here to learn how to develop your sensitivity because you're a sensitive person. You're learning how to relate to people better as a 2 life path. As an 11, I'm also a 2. And so I definitely get it. I don't know what LB is or SIS. Yeah, you got a lot of fire. Life path 1 is going to represent a lot of fire. You're going to see some fire placements. That 1 is a fire. It's Leo and Aries energy. The 9 is more Sagittarius. Ella DeVore, my mom is dead too. I found my mom dead when I was 13 years old. It's the worst and most significant day of my life. Outside or inside linebacker? He's an inside linebacker. He's a middle linebacker. He's a running back and a middle linebacker. One of the best middle linebackers. I wish he had some more size, but he's one of the best middle linebackers that there are. Yeah, he's not a pass rusher, or he doesn't do cover. He's a middle linebacker. He's the Mike. But I mean, he's a running back too. So he likes to go. He likes to be in the middle. I wish he wasn't a running back, not because he's not good at it, because he's great at it, but because I feel like when you're a running back, when you're young, they run you into the ground, especially when you're good. Like they run. Like you take a lot of hits to the head, and you get run into the ground really easily as a running back from an early age. Who's my dukes? Do I watch Stranger Things? I have. I love Stranger Things when it was on, but yeah, I've watched it. Oh, you have the same. I mean, then you can learn a lot from your mom. Maybe y'all help to inspire and push each other along y'all's paths together. I don't. My mom is a 1 and my dad is a 3. No, my dad is a 6 and my mom is a 1. Let me count. Wait. June 1st, 1961. So you got 6, 1, and then 1961. So 19 plus 7. I mean, not 19, 10 plus 7. So that's 17. So that's an 8. So 8 plus 1 is a 9, plus 6 is a 15. So he's a 6. Yeah, he's a 6. I knew I was right. My mom is March 16th, 1962. Or she was. So that's 3, that's 16. That's a karmic debt 16 right off the rip. You can see. So, and she struggled with relationships. And then 1962. So 8 plus 10, that's 18. So that's a 9. 9 plus 7 plus 3. So 9 plus 7 is what? 16 plus 3 is 19. 1 plus 9 is a 10. That's a 1 with the karmic debt 16. So she's learned how to be by herself, which she ended up being. She got divorced several times. And it's because she had a karmic debt 16, which means she had an abusive love in previous lifetimes, or she took love for granted, or she misused love, or manipulated, or broke somebody's heart, or cheated, or she forsook love for material gain. Chris H, you said, would I consider Neptune trying to send in a significant placement or not? Yes, it is. but to me, that just believes that you understand, even though people might project and see certain things in you, and you have a lot of layers to your character, you understand who you are spiritually and fundamentally. You understand who you really are, and the things that people see in you, and it's not really far off from who you are, because you just have a divine connection to what's going on inside of you. Hey, that be right there. Deja vu. Don't scare me like that, Caleb Woods. What does it mean to have your North Node in your first house in Aquarius? You have to embrace your unique self. Embrace your uniquenesses and your eccentricities, and you'll help the world. Mac 46-8L, you said, can I tell you about the birth date? 11/5/1982. So that's an 11, that's a 5, that's a 1982. So that's a 20. So that's a 2. So 2 plus 5, 7 plus 11 is what? 18. 1 plus 8 is a 9. So you're here to learn about unconditional love, or whoever that is. That's a 9. And they're here to give and to help. And sometimes that means that they're going to take an L, but they're going to be given a lot because they're expected to give a lot. And they're going to learn perseverance and love and unconditional love. And they're going to realize that their life is wrapped up in what they can do for the world as a whole. And that doesn't mean they have to always be serving people directly. It can mean that they could be an inspiration, but whatever it is, they have to really contribute from their perspective. So yeah, all of that. 1/14/1989. All right, that's a 1. That's a 5. 1989. That right there is a 27. So that's a 9. Because 8 plus 9 is 17. Plus 10, that's 27. So that's a 9. So 1 plus 5 plus 9. So 6 plus 9. That's 15. That's a 6. The 6 is about learning how to commit and be there for your family, and the 6 is about learning to love and nurture. It's not the same as understanding as the 2 as far as one-on-one relationships, but the 6 is more like you're here to build a home and to learn about commitment and to learn about responsibility and love for people and learning how to love responsibly, and all of that is not going to be easy. Y'all crazy. TB 12/21/1994. So if you first look at the year, because that's the hardest thing. So you look at 1994. That's 10 plus 13. That's 23. That's a 5. 5 plus 3 plus 3. So 6 plus 5. That's 11. That is a master number 11. What's up, Brittany Lopez? You did. It's Doug. Alex Smith, I got it from your mama's closet. Because life is fucked up. It's fucked up. I said it's fucked up. It's fucked up. life I'm living is fucked up. Like, watch. Fucked up like my life been the whole fucking trip. I swing and ride and sip, cause no telling when I'm gonna slip and fall. Y'all done left me every time I need a pickup. They repossess my pickup, nigga gone and roll that stick up. I'm lit up and leaning, bullshit hot and steaming. When I ain't blowed, I'm fiending, and these motherfuckers scheming. It's seeming like relief only lasts long as my buzz. Just post some more to us. I'm riding blowing with my cuz my sister grown up but won't own up to the level. Like a brother, she a rebel, boxing, scrapping with the devil. Pebbles or boulders or bricks of Bombay cheese, but still my assets freeze, except this dank that's in the breeze. Please leave me alone, the wrong blown while I'm sipping. Don't try to stop me while I'm dipping, cause I got the clipping. I'm tripping, I'm slipping into a state of confusion. I'm leaning cause I'm losing hydrocodone for my bruises. It's fucked up. Yeah, this life I'm living is fucked up. It's fucked up, I can't take the pain. Man, I'm caught top down, leather seats in the rain. It's a shame, but fuck slitting my wrist. I'm gon' ride and ship like this. It's fucked up. Yeah, this life I'm living is fucked up. Or you could say, I lost my mama on 39th Street to hepatitis C. Susan Turner liked the speed, but Roderick T, I like the weed. Rightfully, I moved in with my daddy over mama's dead body. Jesse Lee is a crack fiend and his habit hardly fed Roddy. Dead bodies and empty stomachs, still I jumped in the game. 7 years later, no paper, I'm still bleeding my pen with fame. Nothing changed, no shame, I'm plagued by my wrong decisions. I'm acting on my feelings, several failures, several missions. I tried to listen to the wine-nosed uncles and friends, father. But when, father, you notice my second son been bothered. It been harder, but then again, without you, my skin harder like Vince Carter. Cause in my sister's life, I was a starter for 20 years. Man, I ain't never had 20 peers. I had plenty fears. Yeah.
Three months, and I'm playing 3 to 1. Any takers?
A lot of stuff. I can't rap because I start crying. I'm a Cancer. I'm a Pisces moon. I feel what I be saying. It's a trip. You say, I'm a Cancer, and that's a triple entendre. I be pimping out Shireen just so I can pay Sharonda. I wonder how I don't get killed as I wonder. Too many snakes up on my plane. Ice Cube, Anaconda. And I'm on to better things. Yeah. Chunk more trays than Steve Kerr. Fly by in the blur. I'll walk by in a fur and make your Kit Kat purr. I'm the chief of my city. Yeah, you can check my credentials. I'm talking Tussin and Master Kush. Yeah, that's the essentials. Mental. The Doty got my eyes oriental. My swagger kinda mean, but my whip game gentle. Lean town cracking ass your motherfucking bitch. They gon' bury me a gangster when the Lord hit the switch. Oh, I'm from 13th and Ash, Main. Them niggas better not ever play with my cash, man. I got more than a couple bricks sitting in the stash, man. A stud chick, I'ma turn her like my fucking last name. Like that. Now back to regular scheduled programming. I'm done rapping. Now we for real got 20 more minutes and then I'm gone for real. I just stayed way longer than I said I would. We're gonna be here for 4 hours here in 20 minutes. I gotta stand up real fast. Hold on. But yeah. Tokyo, how about them Cowboys for real? The Bird family, how you doing? You heard, family. We swerve, family. Yeah. Partners Chiron and Taurus in the 12th house. They're saying they're in their Chiron is in Taurus in your 12th house. I need to know that before I can answer accurately. Cherie, you said, should I be worried your son is an Aries, Sun, Capricorn rising with the Aries moon? Yeah. What, you thought about to say no? Hell yeah, you need to be worried. You need to be worried like a motherfucker. So your partner's Chiron is in Taurus in the 12th in your 12th house. Well, their Chiron being in your 12th house means that whether you know it or not, you help them heal. But with it being Taurus there in the 12th house, I would say like they feel better about themselves from being with you and interacting with you, whether you know that or not. Even if it can sometimes feel like it's a drain on you. Even if it can feel like it's a drain on you. What's up, Kaylee? Any tips on how to understand Taurus energy better? You're a Leo. You be confused with it sometimes with Taurus people because you're extra and they ain't. They're really solid. They're what you see is what you get, and they're stubborn too. There ain't nothing extra to the Taurus. What if their partner has both Venus and Mars and Capricorn in your 8th house? Then you turn them on in a way that the way that you take control is sexy to them, or sexy to you. The way they have Venus and Mars there, they really turn you on, and it makes you feel strong and relevant. But I would also say that there's an element of control going on there. There's a control game, a power dynamic that's interesting. It's an interesting power dynamic right there. super crazy, man. Super crazy, man. That was super crazy, man. I must be super rizzy for you to come on and speak on my riz. And I'm an old nigga, so I just now figured out what riz was. But yeah, I don't use the term riz unless I'm in this live session. But I'm super rizzy. I don't know no new Kanye announcement. I don't keep up with Kanye. Riz is charisma. I mean, there's other ways that they can interpret, but that's what I get is this charisma. Life past 7. You're here to find out truth, find the purpose of your life. You're here to find out the truth and the true meaning of your life. Make sure y'all hit that Cash App that's pinned on the thing right there. David Martin, are you into knowledge of self? Do you want to learn about astrology and numerology and anything that's going to help you raise your vibration? If that's the answer, then yes, you should subscribe. If you're not interested in that, then swipe up. Everybody got me next month and next week. I had somebody, who was it? Diana Sturgis. I'm going to call her out. Said she had me. Appreciate the love, Chris. Said she had me $50 in the Cash App. She didn't give me. Yeah, I ain't forgot. Appreciate it, David Martin. Thank you, Flower Petals. Keiston, while my teeth are fucked up, there ain't no bloods here, buddy. Just know that, cuz. Address yourself with that. Loke. No, I'm not single. I'm married. Appreciate the love on Cash App, my boy. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Man, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. What's my favorite rapper? I don't really have a favorite rapper. I only listen to a few people. I listen to mostly old school rappers, but I don't have a favorite rapper. I don't even listen to a lot of rap anymore. I'm a grown ass man. I can rap, but I don't have a favorite rapper. Don't shut the fuck up. You a goddamn lie. Dolo is the worst rapping ass nigga. Hey, if he got astrology knowledge, but that nigga cannot rap. And y'all can tell him I said it. Dolo cannot rap. Goddamn, he can't rap. Man, he the worst rapper. Like, I can rap for real. Like, I got something on the mic. And I just be playing around. But Dolo cannot rap, man. I love that he spits his knowledge the way he does, and I'll never hate on him, even though me and him don't see, you know what I'm saying, we ain't the same. And I can't even compete with him when it comes to our platform. So there's no reason for me to be hating on him. But as far as rapping goes, that nigga cannot rap. Dolo the Pilot Man cannot rap. Nah, they don't be hitting, bro. Nah, bro, they don't. I love everybody, bro, but Dolo don't be hitting, bro. Like, that nigga do not be hitting, bro. That nigga need to stick to the astrology and the gematria or whatever he be doing. That nigga cannot be rapping, man. You know I ain't no hater, but I can't let it make it with that. Dolo can't rap. I come on live 3 times a week. I'll be here tomorrow. I'll probably be here on Wednesday. Then I'll be gone until next Monday. I've changed my schedule up. But yeah, I'll probably come Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then I have classes to teach. I might even come Thursday. Who knows? But I won't be here Friday. So it might be 3 to 4 times a week, depending on how I feel physically and how busy I am. Dolo cannot rap. God damn. Shout out to the Pilot Man, though. But nah. Hell nah. You said I'm probably a teacher somewhere. I'm a teacher right here, fool. But I'm also a teacher. I have students. I have actual apprentices. I have a whole academy of other astrologers that I'm teaching. No, it's not your Mercury in Capricorn. It's bro. And I try not to hate, bro. Dolo talks like he has something attached to him. He has knowledge, but he just be talking crazy, and then he gets all off on a tangent. He's talking like he don't even be knowing what he's saying sometimes. He's just saying shit. So you gotta learn how to siphon that shit out and separate it. He has knowledge, but that nigga, he also be going off on tangents. No, people do pay me to teach. That's what I'm telling you, Kia. I have students. I have a whole astrology academy of students that have paid me to teach them astrology. I couldn't work at... I'm a whole convict. I wouldn't get hired in any school system. I spent almost a decade of my life in the penitentiary. What's my favorite type of car? I don't know. Cadillac of some sort. Back in the old school Cadillacs. Have I ever partied with Diddy? Unfortunately, not.
It's a Flavor Boy exclusive.
When I say unfortunately, I would have that bag. If I partied at Diddy's house, I'd have had that bag. No. If he invite me, I'm going. If he invite me, I'm fucking going to the party. Cat Williams said you got to tell him no, but I ain't Cat Williams. I'm going over there. I need the money. For real. Hey, I'm for real leaving in 9 minutes. We got to go in 9 minutes. So I appreciate everybody's love and support. For any of y'all that fuck with me for real, hey, we'll be back tomorrow. For any of y'all interested in any astrological readings, don't get at me in these comments. Get at me in my email, which is mr.turner1300@gmail.com. That's mr.turner1300@gmail.com. And that's birth chart readings, whether it be a recorded reading, whether it's an hour, that's like an hour and a half of me breaking down your chart on my own, whether it be a phone call where we exchange phone numbers, we get on the phone call and we interact together while I'm reading your chart and you're able to ask me questions, or a Zoom session where we're video conference call with each other. I have Pluto through Aquarius transit journey readings where I go over Pluto's journey through Aquarius and all the transit it makes to your personal planets over the next 20 years and the intense changes it can bring into your life. I look at synastry. I look at solar return readings. I do numerology readings. I offer consultations and coaching. And I also just allow people to pay for blocks of time. If you want an hour of my time, you want to pay for an hour, and we sit down together and we go over stuff as far as transits and go over stuff. I'm always willing to do that also. So get at me. Get at me. Hey, it's always great, Sauce Walker. Yeah. Love you too, brother. It's some bots. It's for real some bots. I know that shit. Gilbert said they're a bot. Thank y'all for giving me the platform. We still got 5 more minutes. Yeah, I'm definitely a poetic astrologer. I'm one of the best that there are. I'm glad you stumbled upon me. Make sure you subscribe so you can be here next time, Breezy Bree. Tomorrow we'll come with a top 10 or a top 5 or something. We might do top 5 tomorrow. I've been doing top 10s, but we might be doing top 5 tomorrow. I got to stop doing 10s because then I won't have no more content to do. So we might do a top 5 tomorrow. I'm not sure. Maybe top 10, maybe top 5. But we'll do a top 10, top 5, something astrology or numerology tomorrow. And then Wednesday we'll be here answering questions again. Thursday, who fucking knows? We might just vibe and share knowledge together. Hey, it's my pleasure. I'm glad I can help. Go Cowboys. All right, Billy, we'll see you later. Yeah, this tribe is a whole tribe. We all here for real. We family here. You are now a part of that tribe. I don't just like the Cowboys. I love the Cowboys. I don't care what anybody has to say about it. The Dallas Cowboys is the love of my life. For real. I done gave out and received a couple of Dallas Cowboys black eyes. I spent a time in my life in prison where that's all I had to look forward to was the motherfucking Dallas Cowboys coming on and getting to enjoy that every week. So there's a special affinity for that. I grew up since I've been born. My dad is a Cowboys fan, so I've always been extremely adamant about it. I'm from West Texas, but I lived in Dallas though. But I'm from West Texas. I don't live in Texas at all anymore, but because I love freedom. But I'm from West Texas. Yeah. You do really. And you get vulnerability and you get relatability and you get realness. Breeze 24-23. You get authenticity. So all of that. It's a beautiful thing. Super beautiful. I appreciate you showing up today. It's been awesome. So does anybody else have anything they want to say before we go? You got to speak now or forever hold your peace. We out this bitch. I have some pressing matters I need to get to. What's up, Gabriella Lewis? I love y'all. I appreciate your support for real. You have a good day, double A, double A. I know you just want to learn about astrology and we be on that extra shit. If I miss some of your questions, we'll get them next time. I'm sorry. I know you serious about your shit, double A. Oh, I'm good. I just got a hernia. that ain't gonna get well anytime soon. That would mean I would have to have an emergency surgery, and I don't want that. But we'll be all right though.